Peanut butter one, though. Was it peanut butter?
Yes. Very good. Very good.
No, it was root beer.
Root beer. The
root beer.
beer.
I was like, I've had the peanut butter one. The root beer one. Oh, Lord.
That's dangerous.
Lord. I'm going to put it on ice cream.
And then right after that, after Hops and Props, we have...
So, literally the next weekend is May 2nd, which is the Pinups and Pistons at the Fort Worth Indian Motorcycle. Yes. We're going to have a pinup contest and motorcycle show, all benefiting Camp Shield.
All right.
So, women veterans of Camp Shield.
Empowering the women on bikes.
Yes, and we have Janie Balderas as a judge and Miss Texas, Miss Texas, Brianna Smith, USOA.
Yes.
Miss Texas will be a celebrity judge. Be a good time. More details. Follow us for all the event updates. We got great vendors coming on too. I'm looking for a cigar guy still. I have some bites, but
I'll reach out to Faustino's. We'll get Mongo to reach out to Faustino's.
There we go.
He'll probably want to come out there.
I think you need to make good. The guys can have a cigar, watch a pinup contest.
Hell yeah.
Have their bikes in a
cigars
show.
And babes and bikes. Woo, you can't get no better than that.
Right?
All right. Well, you know what's going to get better than that? We're going to have Glenn Lawson and the Biker Wolfpack on right after this. So stay tuned and stay riding with the 99.
Did you?
Biker Wolfpack Law is a safety organization founded by myself alongside Robert Howell with the primary focus of motorcycle safety, advocacy for injured bikers, and just general protection for those injured while riding motorcycles in the great state of Texas. Biker Wolfpack Law is a division of Glenn Larson Law Injury Attorneys, which is my firm. What's different about Biker Wolfpack Law is it's a community-based, event-based connection component to make sure that motorcyclists have all of the safety information they need, all of the legal information they need, and frankly, if needed, that full-blown legal advocacy in times of injury through no fault of their own.
One of our big events is we do ASM classes, which are accident scene management classes, which are put on with the Road Guardians, group of riders that are usually EMTs, doctors, nurses that also ride. And so they know what can happen when you're out there by yourself. And so it's a very intense class, like how to do tourniquets, how to get a helmet off of a person without hurting their neck more, how to get somebody out of the middle of the road. We do those a couple times a year, and the more safe riders are out there, the better it is.
The second division and component of Biker Wolfpack Law is to sponsor local musicians at bike nights or other community events that involve motorcyclists, but also just the community as a whole. And then third is larger charity organization events or rides to get out in the fresh air and have some fun. What I love most about representing bikers and motorcyclists across the great state of Texas is really one thing. It's about hearing the story. It's about going to motorcycle events, constantly meeting new people and making new connections. One of the reasons why I started Biker Wolfpack Law was to defeat and counteract many of the biases that are out there that, quote, motorcyclists are just dangerous. Make sure that motorcyclists are seen as exactly who they are, very hardworking, very responsible, and very dedicated individuals that deserve the justice that they need.
All right, well,
all right.
Hey,
hey, we got a hangover from St. Patty's Day. Or what's
there you
going
go.
on
There you go. Hey, welcome.
I
I got to support the Irish.
Hey, I was wondering.
You know?
You're like switching gears there, right?
Tigger made oh man, she's gonna kill me. No, she didn't make corned beef and cabbage. She made, and I know I'm gonna screw this up, but she made it amazing. It was the meat with the potatoes on top.
Shepherd's pie.
Shepherd's pie.
Come on now.
There you go. See,
that is like
you're Italian.
Knocked it out of the park, man. She made a shepherd's pie last night with regular meat, not with lamb, but with regular meat, and it came out perfect. Came out perfect.
Awesome.
Really good.
Great.
Really good. Hey, Robert Howell's on. Man, what's going on, Rob? Thanks for tuning in. Love it that we're seeing all these new faces. Sylvia Trevino, thank you for tuning in. JFW, man, and Madison Thompson. Thank you. She's been tuning in a lot, Madison.
And Zach's on too.
Huh?
Oh,
Zach's on yours. I don't
Zach's
see. Oh, Zach Capel, Small Town America.
Anyway, Tigger's on too.
Oh, Tigger's on too. Hey, I just gave you, hey, Tigger, I just gave you a shout out for your.
Right.
Just give you a shout out for your for the shepherd's pie. So you know, Glenn, you just got back from Vermont and Boston.
Yeah,
How was the trip?
That's right. It was amazing. Lots of snow and lots of cold weather and lots of eagerness to get home. But no, I was there visiting my daughter and in Burlington. We probably drove about 200 or 300 miles every day and went to a lot of different places. And I think she's probably like, it was a little bit of a whirlwind trip, but I was grateful. We didn't get caught in too much snow. We had to drive in it quite a bit, but it's still snowing up there.
How was it getting out with the TSA with all the lines and stuff? How was that? Was it
I would say that went really well.
Oh wow.
My mom is always like, on my butt about, where you gonna get to the airport. She's just still like controlling my route every day because I'm just a mama's boy like that.
There you go.
But the day I was flying out, to answer your question, I get to there were 0 people in line of security and 0 people at the ticket counter.
Huh?
I don't know what, like, I'm more Scottish than I am Irish, but I was like, man, is this luck of the Irish or what the hell's going on here?
It's not really necessarily a spring
But
break spot,
it was
though.
great. Now I would say that I don't think I'm not a huge fan of American Airlines. I've had a lot of issues there, but got home okay. And
That's good.
probably next time if you're like from Texas or from the South and you want to go to northern New England, right? Vermont, upper New Hampshire, that kind of stuff. Easier way to do is fly to Montreal and drive across the border because it's nonstop that way. Otherwise, you got to make all these stupid connections and you're stuck in Philadelphia I was there till 2. My flight was like 6 hours. I didn't get to Vermont till like 3 a.m.
Jesus.
Yeah. It took like, I could have gotten to, Australia by the time I got to Vermont, basically.
What are they saying? Like it was like 4 hours through security.
Oh yeah, well the
something
TSA
like
we're gonna be feeling that pinch here when with the soccer thing because all these TSA agents, they lost like 300.
Yep.
Now if the government doesn't open back up, they're looking to shut down some airports.
That's right. I did notice that in
Burlington
Burlington when I was flying back out. The crew was pretty low there.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of problems with the computer systems and the logistics.
Oh yeah.
I've never had it where you had to like scan your pass 3 times and give blood and check your eyes and
yeah.
Oh, I wouldn't make
They're gonna make it all because you know what, they gotta open up the government, man.
Do a hat dance, something.
You know
right? But anyways, it was good. I'm glad to be back.
Good. Jody's on. Hey, welcome, Jody, and your mom's on. They're all checking out. Deborah's always on. I saw she partied like a rock star this weekend. Your mom partied like a rock star. I saw her out there.
Well, I called her this morning and she didn't answer twice. So I'm like, oh Lord, she went out.
Yeah, and she posted on Facebook.
She was out at Daytona.
Yeah,
hitting up the streets.
Yeah, man.
Like she should. I want to do that at that age. Mom, sorry, at that age.
Your mom's 29 forever, man.
Yes.
She is 29 forever.
Yes, I get it from my
forever
mom.
young, right?
Forever young. And Glenn, we're just coming off the Grand Prix race here in Arlington. Now
I still have a ring in my ears.
You got another race coming up now in Austin that we want to talk about.
Sure. A couple things to visit about today. Want to get back to basics on something about what are the 3 most common mistakes that motorcyclists and bikers make. Yes, I believe there's a difference culturally. That's just my personal opinion. That's a debate, open for debate. But what's the most common 3 most common mistakes that people make when they're in a wreck? So we'll talk about that in a minute. And secondly, MotoGP. What is it?
You know what OPP?
And MotoGP is so awesome. It's the only MotoGP international superbike race with all of the international talent from around the world. It's basically the F1 equivalent for motorcycles.
Wow.
It is in the Circuit of America's track. It's going on Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
You got that flyer up?
And
is that the place that I went to?
Yep.
That place is awesome.
And it's interesting you say that because I will to all my Harley folks, like I get it, but like people who ride super bikes, they're like, where do I sign up? Right?
Really?
Yeah, this is a big
Tickets
deal.
are on sale now. If you're looking at the flyer now, tickets are on sale.
I wish it were my race. I wouldn't be sitting here if it was.
That track though is really cool.
But,
I mean, and they're building next to it too. Like I don't know if it's how far they've gotten, but when we were leaving, they're building a theme park next to it, like roller coasters and stuff.
It's at the F1 track, which was originally built for F1. Circuit of the Americas, also known as COTA. So if someone says COTA, that's what that means. And it's on the west side of the Austin Airport out there in what's called Del Valle, Texas, southeast suburb of Austin. And so, yeah, it's an amazing track. There's going to be international races, all weekend, but the big race is on Sunday. Get a grandstand ticket. It's a way to experience an F1 type atmosphere, but in the motorcycle world.
Now,
And
what kind of speeds do they hit? Do you know?
212.
212. So they're going
On
fast.
2 wheels.
They're going
215.
faster than the Indy cars. The Indy cars were hitting about 180 to 190 on the straightaways. These guys are hitting.
I mean, they're going over 200 for sure.
Over
Yeah.
200 on 2 wheels.
It's wild.
Woo.
It's wild.
So
That's gonna
it's
be like, whoop, whoop.
it's and it's very similar the way they have it set up in terms of the international component. So internationally, Brazil is a big following, all over Europe, of course, Italy for sure, with all the Ducati team. So each of the mainstream manufacturers has a big component to it.
Mhm.
And to relate it to the Harley world, a lot of the it's not just super bikes. These are motorcycles that have advanced technology that's 5, 6, 7 years ahead.
Really?
And so a lot of some of the safety components that trickle down, some of the speed components that now are in like the King of the Baggers and different things. Yes, they're totally different motorcycles and all of that, but mostly the gear, right? That's the amazing part to me. These guys wreck and they walk away. Most of the time.
I was just
Not
going
all
to
the
say
time.
that. No, but I've seen these guys wreck their bikes. They slide across the pavement, and you're talking about 200 miles an hour. They slide across the pavement, and this just shows how
That's
important
gear.
it is to wear the proper riding gear.
Absolutely, yeah. And if you're going to ride a motorcycle with that low line of sight, boy, you better even be more protected, in my opinion.
So I have
Man.
a question. Like,
Sure.
you're a non-knowledgeable person of this. So you said it's different than the Harley race. So what kind of bikes are in this race? Like what
All the
brands? Like, I mean,
Ducatis
all the
and
like the big
all the
super
big manufacturers have their own
bikes. How
teams.
many different ones? Like,
There's at least 8 to 10 of them. Suzuki's and Honda,
Kawasaki's,
and-
Hondas.
but Ducati's got a big parent range, and then I mean there's a couple of others out there, but and then each of them have different variances in there. But it's like in NASCAR, right? You have a Chevrolet, but then is it really a Chevrolet anymore? It doesn't.
Right.
I mean, it's not really the
got the sticker.
core. Like maybe the starter is from Ducati, but the
Right.
rest of it
The
is
rest-
a custom build.
Yeah.
but the
Um,
custom build comes from their company and their
right.
brains. So
And
it's all
so,
about what that
Like on
company makes up.
Thursday, they're doing a hand built bike show. There's a lot of hand built bikes that are there, but it's again to correlate to the Indy. The Indy is similar to, I would say, circuit wise, the King of the Baggers race weekend that happens.
Right.
Whereas in the next level up, which there's a lot of controversy between Indy and F1 because they're two technically different.
That's
Still
what I
both
was, like,
open wheel,
talking about. Yeah.
but still competitively different.
Mhm.
Right.
And so this is the international component of superbikes and
So
motorcycles.
that's why it's like more like the F1.
Versus why it's more similar to the F1 crowd and all of that. And like the one in September that happens at the same racetrack will have maybe 25, 30,000 people. This will have 150. It'll be packed.
How big is the track?
I think it's 2.9, around 3 miles.
3 miles. Wow.
It's all the different S turns and everything. You should come down and check it out.
Yeah,
sometime.
we're gonna try to get down there.
So what we're doing there, just to kind of put a little plug for something, is that we're supporting the FCA, Fellowship of Christian Athletes. This is what I really wanted to talk about, something I learned about recently. I don't know if you knew about this, but FCA is a very large international organization, which a lot of us who love to support athletics know about. But they also have a motorsports division. So this is the Fellowship of Christian Athletes Motorsports Division, who does chaplain work, trackside ministry, and all types of ministry at track events for
Well,
motorcycles.
my bet's on them because they got Jesus.
they got
on their
Jesus
side.
on their side.
and motocross. It's really big in the motocross world. And so on Wednesday night, we're proud to be a sponsor to the big dinner at the F1 track for that particular group. And we're going to be supporting that group and raising money for that awareness, because main thing that they do is in the summers in Texas, there's like 4 locations, I think. They hold these Christian ministry workshops at motocross event camps for kids.
Nice.
So they teach motocross
Motocross?
skills and with a faith-based component and a ministry component at the same time. It's an amazing crossover concept, and it just shows to you that there's a lot of integrity in that world, and we must support it. So that's what we're doing.
And it's funny that you brought up the faith-based aspect on the show, because when we look at some of these most of the successful people that we have been around, like TK or any of the athletes or Mike Kislak, they are all faith-based based successful people. And what it does is it keeps your mental mindset in a clearer division where it doesn't go above anybody else, and you stay level with yourself. You know, and I like that, and I like that aspect of it.
And how we got connected with it was one of the ambassadors, Jennifer, came to one of our access team management courses and took the course that we sponsored and connected with us and said, "Hey, do you guys want to come?" And it was like, where do we say yes?
Well, yeah,
absolutely, we're in. So we're so proud.
Can't say no to God.
That. Yeah, I mean,
can't say no to God.
And it's just something that it really resonates with me, because for me personally, when I'm injured, when I'm representing an injured motorcyclist, there's a lot of heavy counseling components to it, and there's some crossover into some of the similarities of what the chaplains do, because there's a lot of really heavy things that we have to cover and talk talk about.
Well,
so that's what we're doing. Come check out the race. Friday's just the practice laps. There's some events on Saturday. Sunday's the big race. If you can't make it for anything, make sure to go to the race on Sunday. That's the main event.
Yeah, and you know what? I hope to make it out there, because that's going to be a lot of fun. I've never seen it before. You went to the smaller race.
I went to the bagger race,
the
King of the Baggers race. It was really
so this
cool.
has got to be intense. So hey, greetings to Massimino from Italy. What's going on, brother? So go get your tickets to the MotoGP. Tickets are on sale now. Just go online, purchase your ticket, man, and have a great Saturday out at the racetrack.
Learn something new. They got all the manufacturers out there. They got all the bikes out there. You know, they got lots of different things going on. But I do want to switch gears in a minute to a legal thing, but go ahead.
No pun intended.
Oh yeah, just switch them up. Switch them up from God to lawyer stuff.
Go ahead.
Can you tell I need to get going today? Do I seem a little jittery? I'm like, one of my crew is texting me to take care of a client. But no, what I wanted to visit with y'all about is I was thinking about this as I was up in Vermont and as I was coming back, is what is this simple message that we can just continue to relay every single time? And it has to do with, I did an interview yesterday. One of the questions that was asked to me was, what are the most common 3 mistakes that a motorcyclist or biker makes when injured in a motorcycle wreck? And I want to cover those now.
Right now?
What do you think they are?
Write me out.
What do you think they are?
Well, you know
After
what?
the wreck,
They call their insurance company first.
they called her wife. Just kidding.
Well, they call their insurance company first, which I know is a big mistake. Right?
It's one of them, but it's not the most common.
It's not the most common.
Well, I guess
They make statements to the police.
That you kind of have to do usually.
You have to do that.
All right.
So, are we talking about a wreck by themselves or with another vehicle?
Somebody, another vehicle or another entity or some other person is responsible.
Common mistake, not getting their information, the other person's information.
The most common mistake, number one, is they're so grateful to be alive that they don't seek medical or legal,
I'm good.
or legal representation on day 1 or day 2. And they wait, and then they wait like going. 2 or 3 weeks, and the theme of it is they're so focused on their motorcycle and not their health. That's the most common thing that I see is like, well, what about my motorcycle? Blah, 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 all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, I hear you, dude, but I know you love it, and like you painted it, and blood, sweat, and tears.
I can definitely see that, because if somebody's lucky enough to walk away from a motorcycle accident with a little bit of road rash or a scrape knee, like, I don't want to go to the hospital, I don't want to do this.
I'm walking.
But you know what? The injuries you'll start feeling them the next couple of days.
Yeah. Or they just I'll be fine. Like one guy the other day, I was talking to him, and he broke his hand, and he's gonna have to have an amputation of his pinky, and he's just like so grateful that he didn't die. I mean, he still lost one of his fingers. Yeah. So, and as I was talking to him, he was, I was talking to him about why I should represent him, and he's like, "Oh, I'll be all right." And I was like, "Well, how are you gonna shift that clutch with that? Like, what are you gonna do? How are you gonna operate that particular? I forget what motorcycle he had, but how are you gonna operate your motorcycle the same way when you get a new one? After I help you,
right.
And because his hands are all screwed up, so just not thinking the long term through, and being really just in love with the fact that you survived, and you have some minor injuries, and there's some fear of the medical community and all of that. So just contact contact us on a mistake and giving them a statement.
No, people do that.
Yeah. They like try to make a claim, try to handle it on your own. Don't handle it on your own. But really, it relates. We all like to stay in our lane and know what we're good at. And when some people are not really quite okay with
at that.
getting out of your comfort zone. Right. And so the second most common thing is related to something that insurance companies prey upon is a fear or a guilt that is associated with hiring a personal injury attorney. Well, those are just ambulance chasers. Well, you don't need that. I mean, there's literally all kinds of literature and marketing materials out there that talk about this, and billboards on the highway.
I was going to say that's probably the third mistake, is calling a billboard lawyer. That's just marketing propaganda. That
right.
you know.
Think how much that billboard costs.
And let me ask some, like, if you're a divorce lawyer or a homeowner claims lawyer, whatever it is, and you buy into some of these marketing plans, you don't know nothing about bikes, but you're still able to handle their claims, right? Is that how that works with the billboard stuff? Because you don't know who you're getting. When you call those those attorneys, you don't know who you're getting.
There are some rare birds out there that make exceptions, but generally speaking, to answer your question, it's like the difference between going to Ross to buy a suit for a wedding, or going to at least a local mom and pop custom place that knows what they're doing. Right. Now, obviously,
Yep.
as
a regular tailor.
But yeah, you get what you get, and that's what it is.
It's like a steak.
Because a lot of those places actually refer to firms like mine, but that's a whole nother story. I'm not gonna comment on. That's just a totally different. That's like the difference between filet mignon and White Castle, right? So
do your due diligence.
Yeah. And the part of that is the most important is you need to hire a motorcycle injury lawyer, not just somebody that's a lawyer, because you got to stay in your lane and know what you're really good at. The last thing is this, and this is probably the most important to talk about. You bought a trike recently, right?
Yes.
Were you really excited to get it and like out the door
Without
and all
a doubt.
that? Yeah. Did you purchase your motorcycle or add your insurance coverage that day?
I did. I did. And because they're not going to let you leave the dealership without insurance.
Right.
So I just got on my phone.
Yep.
And because I was so excited, like I said,
right.
I want to get that. I don't want to wait till tomorrow. So I got on and I
Laurie's going to come after you too.
I purchased the cheapest insurance and just to get to get it out the door. Then I had you do my evaluation and I upped all my insurance.
Sure.
But that was almost 7 months later. So there's a 7-month window there that I could have been injured and been so underinsured.
And insurance companies want people to overthink things. So many people think they can handle legal issues on their own, and damn it, I'm sorry, but you have in your profession what you're really good at, and everyone else does. This is what we're really good at. This is what we're passionate about. We've been doing over 20 years. So don't try to handle it yourself. Hire a professional. But to answer your question, the most common mistake is actually on these apps, like Geico app, all of them. They have them pre-programmed. Where this is where people need to listen up on something, in my opinion. You have an ethical and a moral obligation to yourself and your family to buy a lot of insurance. And frankly, a lot of bikers are going to get mad at me for saying this, man. If you can't afford to do that, then you probably shouldn't be riding.
True.
I'm just saying. So, a couple cases of beer, a couple of steaks, a month, a couple of extra meals out, you can pay for that difference in coverage probably. I know insurance is expensive. But when you're signing up on the app, look for the checkbox that says declining uninsured or underinsurance motors. It's usually defaulted to that, making you intentionally decline that coverage because everybody knows they want the cheapest rate, and that's fine. I get it. But please uncheck that or do not decline the UIM coverage, because if you decline the coverage and then someone hits you and they have no insurance, which happens about 25% of the time, 25%.
Wow.
Maybe 20%, but it's over 20% in motorcycle cases. Because in motorcycle cases, when somebody hits you,
Right.
They know they're going to be in deep shit if they're at fault. So guess what? They take off more often than not. In a regular car wreck, people are going to, but when in motorcycle wrecks, the rate of hit and runs is higher.
Because they freak out. They're
or
scared.
they're an
They don't have
idiot
their
and they
endorsement
cause a
half the
change.
time.
Maybe they don't even know maybe they say they didn't know, or maybe they move over and then something happens, chain reaction behind an 18-wheeler pulls over,
Well,
does something
traffic
stupid.
too. You just don't know, like,
and they cause it, but they take off.
Yeah.
And so in that situation, if they take off, or you can't find the person responsible, you call me to hire. 30 days later, I'll call you and say, I'm sorry, I can't help you. Even if you've got 47 surgeries or you're dead.
You know, and you run a lot of you run a lot of
so get
accident
that right
injury cases for motorcyclists. Do you find that many of the people that come to you are underinsured, not only for themselves, but how about for their passengers?
90% of the time.
I think the
90% of the time, more commonly, probably 75, about half of the time, people don't have it at all.
Well, I think the biggest thing Laurie even was saying when we had, I don't remember when we were talking about, but like a lot of times these motorcycle riders or that own the bike do not cover their passenger. So these girls are getting on the bikes. I'm just classifying it. Get on these bikes and they're like, oh, I just want to ride. And they don't know these people and they're not covered by these.
It's because no guy is going to be riding bitch. So it's just not going to happen.
That's a more
common. What rally you're at.
Yeah, that's a more complex issue because obviously if the motorcyclist is at fault, then the liability claim comes in.
I'm just saying in general though, like have coverage. If you're planning on putting somebody on your bike, if you plan on having a passenger, wife or the side chick, have her covered.
Yeah. Make sure you're covered.
So what you need to do to cover that is look at that second number in your digit, like it'll say 30, 60 or 50, 100. I'm talking thousands. Just look at that second number because that will cover the other people that are riding with you. But not for the liability part of it because that doesn't cover. It's the underinsurance part that has to be done. So to answer your question, 90% of the time people don't have enough coverage. Most people have some coverage, but if you're going to ride motorcycles, you need, if you can afford it, you need $100,000 in coverage. Period.
Now, Glenn, let me ask something
for uninsured motorists, not the liability part.
For some of the people out there that are listening that are going, oh my God, that's a lot of information. I don't know. I don't know how to evaluate it myself. How could they call you and
absolutely
and find out if they are uninsured?
Just call my office 737-WOLF. Tell them you want to do an insurance review. We'll do it. Takes me about 45 seconds, literally. So I just look at it and I can tell you the answer. The short answer is to keep it simple and sweet. Just make sure that on your declaration page or your information sheet, the sheet that has all the numbers on it is what the easy way to call it, that it says at least on the first number for uninsured or underinsurance motorists, in my opinion, the minimum is $30,000. If you can only afford anything, just get that. But if you can afford it, bump it up to $100,000, that first number for uninsured and underinsurance motorists. That will protect you. And also look at, the same thing for your motorcycle, because a lot of times, like if somebody, you parked at a hops and props on, ride your motorcycle and you park it on the side of the road, some idiot hits it and takes off and you don't have insurance. Now your whole bike's screwed and you paid cash for it. Now you're down $15,000.
And
silly question. Like, I know we have a lot of bike shows. So if you have your bike on display and somebody scratches it, is that covered something by insurance?
There's other types of coverages that are applicable.
Maybe I'm getting into something different.
But insurance companies will sell you anything they can to make money, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know of that scenario, but I do know there's like with trucks and different motorcycles, you can get a extra coverage for add-on accessories and things of that nature, but
so
it's probably not worth it.
Depends on what your lifestyle is. You're going to find a coverage that fits your lifestyle. If you're doing bike shows, you're you're going to find a coverage that's worth.
Common thing is that most coverages will cover personal protective gear, so helmets, jackets. I mean, all that stuff is covered on. And I mean, that's what we do for people when we help them with their property damage claim. We also look at what was the cost of your helmet and what was the cost. I mean, all the gear. And we don't charge you money for that. That's just part of the property damage claim. A lot of people don't know that, and it can add up to a couple $1,000s pretty quickly.
Then you also got to think about gap insurance. You know what? You're spending $30,000 on a bike. As soon as it leaves that parking lot, it's going to depreciate, and you're going to got all these payments. So once you total your bike, they're going to say, "Well, it's only worth about $22,000."
That's right.
You still owe $8,000 on the bike. If you don't have proper gap insurance, guess what? You're on the hook for that other $8,000. So you want to make sure you have your gap insurance as well.
This is when a gap is good.
And that's a final thing I wanted to say, actually. When you're selecting an injury lawyer to help you, hire one that will also help you with the property damage part of it, because most of us will help with that for free. A lot of us will, a lot of them won't. And my story is that a client should not be speaking to the insurance company.
Without a doubt.
Period. That's like talking to the dark
Well, it's
side.
made it
The dark
easy
side.
breezy
I was
'cause
about
not
to
o-
say another word, but
because not only
yeah.
do I like Glenn, we're also a client. But like, honestly, it's made it easy through our scenario. I mean, we just call you guys. You guys get the answers, and we don't have to go through all the phone calls and figuring out stuff. We just call you guys, and you guys have it for us. It makes it so much easier.
737 the Wolf, man.
Appreciate it.
737 the Wolf, the Biker Wolf Pack. You know what? At least get an insurance evaluation. It takes no time at all. Give them a call. Make sure you're insured. Make sure your passenger is insured, and worry less about your bike and more about yourself. Heed the warnings about making sure you call your attorney first. Get to the hospital, and do not let the lawyers call your insurance company.
Take care of
And if
yourself.
you want to have some speed, go watch others do it on a track in Austin
There you
at
go.
over 200 miles an
Yes,
hour.
this coming weekend.
Well, you want to sit? We're going to be bringing in Laurie Montoya with
Sure.
Biker Down.
Thank you.
And we're going to, I'm sure she is out there listening. She's going to draw some comments on what we just said so we can talk more about that. Let's bring on Laurie. Let's do her opening. We'll jump right into Laurie Montoya with Biker Down.
Leather Up will keep you safe while looking great with a huge selection of armored and casual flannel shirts. From beaded to sleeveless, Leather Up's got badass gear for all riders and all seasons. Leather Up with 3.5 million customers since 1999. Iconic biker brands like Milwaukee Leather and Hot Leathers to give you the largest selections anywhere. Comfort, variety, classic styling, and affordability with free same-day shipping on orders over $100. Visit leatherup.com and use the promo code MAYHEM for 20% off.
Did you do Laurie's opening yet?
Mhm.
Oh, hey,
Oh, yeah.
welcome back to the 9 to 9.
Welcome back.
Laurie Montoya from Biker Down. Where is
In the
Laurie?
world is Laurie.
Is she in Vegas? Is she in Colorado? Is she in
Laurie is in
Daytona?
Colorado. I'm getting ready for the Colorado Motorcycle Expo down in the Springs this weekend, so that's why my office is absolute chaos. And I don't even know what to talk about now because Glenn stole my whole segment. But I love
Well, we just got to keep reiterating.
Reiterate it. You know.
I love that he did that because, as you guys know, I created this thing that says, "Are you really covered?" And so I kind of thought today it's about preparation, not just about your writing skills. The goal of all this, everything that Glenn is saying, everything that I say every week the goal is not fear. The goal is preparation and knowing there's nothing better than when that tragedy happens to you to know that you're covered and not say, I wish I could have, I thought I had, I just happened to get in the mail today, my declaration page. So I was kind of reviewing it. I got it from Progressive because we sold a bike and, they sent me my declaration page. And, it's really easy online to get a copy of this so that when you call Glenn, you can tell him what's line 1. My first line is liability to others, 250, 500, It's so vitally important that you're prepared. So what I did is, as you guys know, I created some questions, and I actually do this at the accident scene management class because that's the moment where people are in the zone to realize that accidents happen, want to be prepared to help and render first aid. So they're in the mindset of saying, okay, I don't know what I have for towing. I don't know what I have as far as my bike and everything else. So I thought that it would be great that Glenn would be on when I read a couple of these questions. And so scenario 1 is a driver makes a left turn in front of you and flees the scene. And the question is, who pays the repair or replaces your motorcycle? So what everybody listening should write down or think about is, what coverage do I have? And if I get hit by a driver making a left turn and they flee the scene, who's going to pay for my repair? Who's going to pay your deductible? Having liability only, you just answered your own question. You're SOL, you're not going to get anything. And the odds of them finding that driver, because they don't always flee because they don't have insurance. Many times they flee because they have a warrant out for child support. Or they just don't want to go to jail, or they're afraid they're going to go to jail and stuff. So having liability only is just you shouldn't have it. And if you are going to have that and take the risk of losing your bike, at least add med pay, right, Glenn?
A PIP would be better than med pay if you can get it. Yeah.
PIP or med pay. So everybody write that down. The next one is the at-fault driver carries only $25,000 liability coverage. Your medical bills are $145,000.
Yeah, and that's probably minimum. And if you're out in Colorado and you got to be medevaced after the scene of an accident,
$65,000 to $70,000.
Just in a medevac.
Even if you have health insurance, that's not going to cover you being medevaced out. So to the people out there that like to be prepared, that go on cruises and everything else, I would ask you to think about having an emergency accident plan that covers you, that will medevac you. Like, as an example, if you're here in Colorado and you're up in the mountains and you get injured, they're going to take the ambulance to that small hospital, but then they're going to realize that you need a trauma center. They're going to call Lifelight to get you down to Denver. And in those scenarios, there are times that you could use your emergency assistance plus or something like that, because there's really no coverages out there that are going to cover your medvac out. So that's something very, very important. But now you found out that the driver that hit you, because we all want to be made well, you find out, and I disagree with the 20% of people being covered. I think 30% of them aren't covered. And then the other 25% have very minimal coverages, because as Glenn will tell you, your bill just going through the ER is going to run you between $55,000 and $65,000, because they consider it a trauma. They're going to bring in brain, spine, everything.
And I had something to add there. The reality is, and this is very cynical, especially down here in Texas, the hospitals know when someone's in a motorcycle or other wreck and there's a potential personal injury case. And so they jack the rates up.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
The hospital jacks the rates up?
Oh, yeah. In my opinion, I can't prove it yet,
yeah.
But I've seen it. I mean, practically speaking,
because they know they can get paid more.
Right.
So then
and you should never, ever, ever give them your bike insurance. If you're awake, you should never, ever. They don't need to know you have med pay or anything. None of that is relevant to treatment at the hospital. And sometimes in those moments, they just, people just start giving out more information. So one of the things that Glenn was saying is something to think about when you go to the hospital is shut up and let them treat you.
Yeah.
And just say, call my family. You don't need to be, telling them your life story, because again, they will, want to attach your med pay. They'll want to try to get the minute they really realize that, hey, you're responsible and prepared, they're prepared to screw you.
And it's sad to think that they would do that, and that they're.
There's not every. No,
but it is what it is.
Let me be the typical lawyer and backtrack. Okay, there's some the major trauma centers don't do that, but these regional sort of one-off hospitals kind of a thing. The billing practices of ERs are just literally all over the moon, right? All over the universe.
It's whatever they can get,
and it's just crazy. I'm just saying that at the same time you have to you have to get the treatment you need, right?
Correct.
They're
So
gonna
they
treat you
got you
regardless.
hostage, literally,
Yeah.
They're
right?
gonna treat you regardless.
So
But the reality is you need to think about that when you, and maybe that will, in some people's mind, would deter them, like you were saying, to go to
right.
the hospital. But my husband was hit by a hit and run driver, rode his bike home because he was only a mile from the house. And then, I was so mad at him because he didn't follow the protocol. He didn't wait for the police. And I'm like, I had, Glenn, Scott, I had, A, B, and C people that were at the house and saying, dude, we need to get you to the hospital. And he had 3 cracked ribs.
Yeah.
I'm sure the beating by
We
you.
just talked about that.
I'm sure the beating
Yeah.
by you was worse than the motorcycle accident.
Well, I was in Vegas watching Elton John. He didn't get his butt kicked till the next day. But my point to that is that his ER bill, and this was over 10 years ago, was $65,000, and he was home in 5 hours.
Yeah.
So you got to think about that when you're saying, okay, I've got liability only, or I don't have insurance, or things like that. How that when you see that bill, it is just shocking to you. And of course, your first response is find that driver, or I want the driver to pay. But you have to be so prepared that driver, what are you going to do when they have $25,000 liability? Glenn's going to look at you and go, I would love to help you, but he's also probably, and I don't mean to speak for you, the type of attorney that says, I'm going to eat up a percentage of this, and there's nothing to get.
Right. That's just reality. That's just reality.
Now on top of that, now you take a passenger was on the back with you. And, I told you that scenario of my girlfriend that became, the Rick and Tammy that were on. Yep. And he found out that their insurance wasn't correct. And they're looking at millions of dollars in her recovery. And I hate to say it, but they're really struggling. And all of these things can be preventable, and that's what Glenn is saying, and I want to support that. Is if you throw a leg over, if you've got that fancy bike, if you've got $20,000 for a customized paint job, if you're riding with a $500 helmet and a Bluetooth this and everything else, and an $85 Harley shirt, probably more than that, it is beyond comprehension to me that you will not spend what would be roughly, depending on your state, maybe an extra $100 and something a year to carry underinsured and uninsured motorists. There's just no excuse. If you're blessed and you want your wife to raise your small children, and you go to BikerDown, get the Aflac. It comes with $35,000 accidental death benefit. As we talked about with Rick and Tammy, had they gotten the Aflac, they would have gotten almost $27,000. There are things you can do in reference to what this sport is. And what we spend to go to Sturgis, what we spend to go to Daytona, what we spend to go to a rally every weekend. If you can't afford it, you can't afford to not have it. Okay, next scenario. And then you're 150 miles away from home and you're headed to a bike rally. Your motorcycle breaks down 150 miles away from home. Does your insurance include roadside assistance? I cannot tell you in an accident scene management class how many people have no idea what the answer to that question is. And if they do have it, they're so proud that they do have it. I'll say, well, how far will it take you? I mean, think about that. You're throwing a leg over and you don't even know how far your towing will take you. If your towing costs $600 to $1,200, do you have that cash readily available because they don't take checks? These things, in the last one I have, you kind of covered on, but husband and wife are riding on the bike. The husband goes down with wife on the back, and spouse and family member are severely injured, possibly paralyzed. They have full coverage on the bike with $250,000 bodily injury and full coverage. But is the wife covered for her injuries under the policy? I take that to Glenn.
Is the husband
is the what? No, yeah. Well, I mean, there's no other car involved. It was slick. he lost control of the bike. She got thrown from the bike. She's paralyzed from the waist down. Is she covered under his policy?
Well, it depends on multiple factors. Number one, every policy is written differently. There are some that would cover that, some that not. But ultimately, it also depends on, was it a freak accident, or in other words, if it's just an accident, random, act of God,
nobody else at
right?
fault.
A deer runs out. There's no way that the wife could make a claim against that the husband was at fault.
Right.
There's none of that. It's just a random freak thing. Probably not. No.
I don't think
and one thing that we were learning,
liability only protects you if you're at fault.
Right. But the other thing is
it doesn't just
what people should think about on their policies is something called an intra-family exclusion,
right,
or a household exclusion. And so again, I'm not an insurance person, but what I'm saying is these are scenarios that you need to know completely if your passenger is covered, if your grandson or your nephew wants to go for a ride, are they covered? We as bikers just love to throw people on the back of our bike. Come on, let's go for a beautiful ride. We're just going down to 7-Eleven or Circle K, but knowledge is power, and how many people get hit within a few miles of their home.
And you just need to get a professional look at it, and somebody can answer that question in about 5 minutes.
Right. And John, did you fill out the BikerDown app?
Yes, I did. I'm all in.
Yay! So Glenn, you haven't been with us. BikerDown, I launched a BikerDown app about a month and a half ago. And what we do with that is we've created an app where not so much the injured rider, but if people that are riding in your group and things like that also have the app, they can do a help request in real time. They can get right on their phone instead of having to find BikerDown, go to the website. They can do it right on their phone. They can also report accidents. Now, it's not like Life 360 that says alert, John's been in a crash, but it will enable the riders to report those accidents to us. It does not override calling 911 at any time. We've also added resources on there, motorcycle safety resources, legal resources, towing resources. And we hope that, you'll take a look at it sometime. And I put on the comments to everybody that it's completely free. We don't ask for anything. But it's also a way to get information and interact with people in real time. So we're real proud of that.
Another tool in the toolbox.
That's
there you go.
And if we ride, no matter if you're riding just locally or if you're doing a cross-country trip, you want to make sure that you are fully covered. It takes 45 seconds to show your insurance paperwork to Glenn. He'll tell you if you're insured, underinsured, because you can never be overinsured, who's covered. Get the BikerDown app on your phone. Just another thing.
Aflac.
And get Aflac.
Right, John? Get Aflac?
I did not get Aflac yet, but I will. I'll tell you. I got the app.
Hey, baby steps. Baby steps.
I did two things. I had Glenn go over my insurance, which I found out I was sorely underinsured.
That's right.
So I did my insurance.
Listen, it's truly more important that you did that step. The only reason that I preach about the Aflac is that it covers you anytime you go to an ER or an aftercare or something like that. And if you're even in a car, a car wreck, if you're hiking in the mountains, if you're doing some of the crazy stuff you guys do, it really does protect you. And I've given our listeners a few really serious, especially in catastrophic type of accidents, the real scenario, because what I've always said is accident scene management is great. That's preparation. That's knowing what to do in the event of an accident. And then here the accident comes and somebody like Glenn steps in and is going to help you get recovery and everything else. But there's a huge gap in between of how am I going to survive 3 months, 6 months, 9 months until hopefully I get that great settlement and stuff. And so these kind of the underinsured motorists, the Aflac and things like that can really help you keep your nose above water so that Glenn can focus on, getting you the most that he can get. So,
and that's so amazing, because what you need to really do is take one of the accident scene management courses. I'm challenging both of you, Pitbull as well, to do that.
We are setting one up
here in Texas. So
and I'm willing to come in and drag them to the class, because I've been doing it for 15 years.
Well, I would rather have that, because I need.
And I talked to Vicky a few weeks ago about doing a little collaboration, and I'd like to put accident scene management on the app as well, so that people can go on there and take classes. We put Break Free on there. We also have a new sponsor. It's called Full Throttle Coffee, or Get Full Throttle Coffee, and she's donating 5% to BikerDown. Anybody that buys some of the Get Full Throttle, and we'll be interviewing her this weekend for some of our programs and things like that. But we're just continuing to plug away and making hats. And my daughter opened up her store at Breckenridge. So,
Laurie, if you could just see, Homie just posted when you said about the 9 months, 8 or 9 months until Glenn could do this. Homie just logged on and said, "How about 18 months?" So I guess Homie had to wait 18 months after his accident.
Yep,
is that in Ponytail? Is that what
it
it
happens
took for you guys? About 18 months when Homie was in his accident?
Well, depends on.
Well, he's saying, damn, how about 18 months when to get everything? So that's almost 2 years. Oh yeah. So
well, here's the problem. The problem is it hasn't. And I hate to, I hope this isn't saying it the wrong way. There has nothing to do with Glenn getting you an expedited settlement. I used to work insurance defense in Houston, and I was a paralegal. And my job was to paper Glenn to death and ask for continuances to death, because 96% of the cases that we did, the way we generated our fees, insurance companies have no problem paying an insurance defense firm $5,000 to $10,000 a month. And if you really take what Glenn was probably demanding, hypothetically, and I'm only using you as a hypothetical, you take what the demand is, and then you take what they settle for, and then you figure in $5,000 to $10,000 for those 18 months, it's probably close to the same amount of money. But they will rather spend that. And hear my toy hauler. On Labor Day weekend in September, I got my toy hauler back 3 weeks ago, because the insurance company was trying to find every single possible scenario to not just total it and let me get back on the road. The insurance companies are made to not be your friend. So those kind of settlement times are a reality, but it's not a reflection of your lawyer. It is a reflection of how long it takes for that insurance defense firm to finally say, okay, well, we've really taken this as far as we can take it. Now we're going to go to trial, because Glenn appears to me to be the kind of guy that says, fine, dude, let's go to trial. And then they'll even let him file and then start doing discovery, and then scour your Facebook and do everything to try to lay the blame on you. And these are the realities that happen in those 18 to 24 months that people, and all bikers want to do is throw a leg over and get into the wind and have their church. But preparation is key. You have to get the lawyer to take this over for you, so all eyes are dotted.
Know about riding your motorcycle.
Yeah. All right. Well,
hey, one thing at the end there.
All right.
The only prescription for the fever of the screwed up insurance companies is to call a really good injury lawyer, and most of all, to learn the skills to save your friend's life on the side of the road.
Yep.
Through one of these courses.
Accident scene management classes.
And call BikerDown so that I can help you with financial strategy.
Yep. All right. Well, Laurie, thank you so much. Great information once again.
Thank you for staying on, Glenn. I appreciate it.
No problem.
Yep. We just keep reiterating this as each biker, make sure that they are covered, make sure that they are insured, and make sure that they are safe on the road. And that's what it's all about. Getting out there, having a great time on the bike, and then getting home safe and parking it back in your garage. Thank you, Laurie. Have a great time. All right. All right, Glenn, man. Thank you so much
Sure.
for
Good to see you.
everything. All this
Sure.
information was amazing.
Appreciate it.
We
Yep.
will see you next week.
Yep.
All right.
No, next week I'll be at the racetrack.
You'll be at the racetrack.
Yeah.
So go live from the
Recovering.
racetrack. We'll go live from the racetrack. I'll send you the link. Show us a little clips.
Just say yes, Glenn.
No,
say
No, he doesn't
I'll
know how
be
to do it.
driving down 35 at
All
3
right.
o'clock on Wednesday.
All right. Well, make sure you go check out the races this week in Austin, man. That's going to be an awesome thing to do. And we're going to take a quick break because I know Pitbull's got to pee. And I'm not supposed to say that. You wrote it down. I got to pee. I told you when you come here hungover, this is what's going to happen to you. All right. We're going to be back right after this with the leaders and the MMIW ride right after this.
Red lips, tied up curls, high heels, flag unfurled, Lone Star stitched on their seams. Sunday drives and freedom dreams. They roll up to the VA gate. Coffee cards, they're never late. Laugh lines, old stories glow. They salute, then steal the show. Hey! Cattle and Betty's of Texas. Country first in their hearts. Pin up smile, standing at attention. Teasing waves, vintage art. For every soldier, every medic on call, every siren. In the dark of the fall, they bring hope, bring heat, bring charm. Like a hook, like a shield, like an arm.
I was in an accident 12 months ago to the day. I was driving on southbound Santa Fe and somebody did a suicide left in front of me and I T-boned him at 45 miles an hour. From that point forward, I don't remember anything for the next 18 days because I was in a coma.
She broke 9 bones, lacerated my spleen, put me in the hospital for 21 days. I remember none of it.
BikerDown was founded in 2011 after riding several rides over the summer and seeing, tragically, my friends get injured. And I felt that there was a need missing in Denver and in Colorado for an organization that helped the biker community. As you may know, the bikers are one of the most charitable entities out there, and what we do is provide them a variety of services such as medical equipment, financial assistance if necessary, and a plethora of resources to help them stay afloat during the hardest time in their life, which is their recovery. You know, my biggest hope is that I'll never get another phone call that a biker's gone down, but you know, that's not realistic. So I think my true realistic dream is that we can help as many as we can help, because it is life-changing for them. Certainly donating and volunteering your time, and even if you can't do that, attend our events. You know, attend our event and get a $20 t-shirt for your $20. You know, those kind of things make a big difference in a small nonprofit like ours.
Hey everyone, my name is Alex Arkangelski, CEO and co-founder of Break Free Technologies, and this is Break Free, a motorcycle helmet accessory that easily mounts to pretty much any motorcycle helmet out there, and it's the simplest way to improve your visibility day or night. Break Free's got a sensor array built into the unit itself, so there's nothing to mount to the motorcycle, there's no wiring, everything is inside the unit. It's got 100 ultra bright LED lights that light you up during the daytime and nighttime. Anytime you slow down, Break Free activates, no matter how. Engine braking, downshifting, regular braking, emergency braking. You slow down, it turns on. Break Free is a small company. We're only 4 co-founders and 1 employee at this point, and we're all passionate motorcycle enthusiasts. We love riding, and we've created this product for our community. We wanted to make sure that motorcycle riders are safe and seen out there on the roads. We saw a huge need for visibility, and that's why we've created this product.
My name is Carol Saint, and I ride with 99.
Hey, I'm Homie, and I ride on the 99. You can watch it every Wednesday, 99% radio.
Hello, beautiful people. I am Chaz. I ride with 99, baby. Woo! 99% radio every Wednesday. Stay tuned. Woo! Y'all be fantastic. Right.
Hey, welcome back to the 99% Radio Network here in the Fishbowl. We just heard from Glenn Lawson and Laurie Montoya from BikerDown, and Glenn Lawson with the Biker Wolfpack. You know what? Those insurance information, you got to be protected, man. Make sure you prepare before you get on a bike, before you throw a leg over. You want to make sure there's a lot of crazy drivers out there. May not be your fault. So you want to make sure that you and your passenger are covered. So on that note,
even if it is your fault,
even if it is your fault, well, you know what? These Texas roads, with gravel,
anytime we get a little bit of rain, I mean, the roads get slick.
Yeah.
I mean, because we don't get it very often.
And no one knows more about riding miles than the wonderful leaders. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you.
Worldwide, right?
Yes.
You're worldwide, and we are proud to have you here in Texas as well. Ponytail, just introduce yourself and tell us how long you've been riding and what the leaders is all about as you go down.
Been riding for about 12 to 14 years. And I ride with these two over here a lot. They're my co-founders at the Fort Worth Leaders. We're basically an all collective female riding group. And we have our own branch here in Fort Worth, Texas. We're also helping the missing and murdered Indigenous women, which will have a poker ride on April 18th. And so I'll let you introduce yourself, Christy.
My name's Christy, aka Blinker. I've been riding for about 4 years, and like she said, we gather and we, have like several women that we ride with. So I'm going to pass you off to Tammy.
Well, I guess I gotta come over here and sit on her lap. So.
There you go.
Welcome all women, all bikes. So yeah, just find us on Facebook. And
Each and every weekend, you guys are doing something. But with the MMIW, with the missing, murdered, and indigenous women, I know you guys ran out there last year, and you guys got caught in a hailstorm.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, you got caught in a hailstorm.
It was
but
pretty rough.
still, the travel from here to New Mexico to the Navajo Nation, it's not an easy ride. It's a great ride, scenic ride, but it's not an easy ride. And you guys persevered right through all that bad weather, man.
It was brutal.
I saw you guys. I saw Homie on Facebook. I saw all you guys on Facebook taking cover under the awning of that gas station. But this is what Texas and this is what the Midwest is all about. We never know when we're going to get hit with those storms. So we have to be prepared, and you have to have great mentors like yourself, Jeanette, to mentor the younger riders on how to ride. Like, you've never ridden in hail before?
No.
And what's the first thing you did? Were you like puckered up?
Yeah, very much so. Like, where's the next exit?
Yeah. And it's a scary thing. Even in light rain on these roads, it is scary because the oil does come up. So, like I said, when we were talking to Glenn and we were talking to Laurie from BikerDown, it's all about making sure you're prepared, especially for these long runs. What do you ladies do to prepare for a run like to New Mexico? Paul, you were you ran on that run for the MMIW the first year we did it, right, in New Mexico? Yeah, you ran on that. So what do you do to prepare?
So we really didn't know what to expect going out there, and so we kind of took all different kinds of clothing. Like, we had heated gear, and we had chaps, and we had jackets, and you know, one day it's hot, one day it's cold, and it's freezing, it's raining, it's hail, it's mud, you know, so
pretty much
dirt.
anything that
You
was
know,
thrown at us,
so,
we had thrown at us.
Yeah, I mean, and you have to have obviously H2O, you know, all the time. So keep yourself hydrated, even though it's cold or whatever. It was very brutal, but at the end of the day, our mission was accomplished. We went out there to raise awareness for the missing and murdered women, and you know, we met with some of the families, and they welcomed us.
Right?
Yeah, it is, and they were just so very nice to us. We're riding. The ride is escorted by the Dene riders, and they're good guys. We were out there with, you know, they have their families out there. Their wives are in the back. Some of the kids ride, and we've met a lot of great people. They fed us. You know, they did their ceremony, and I'm sure you guys know Gabriel.
Yep.
He was out there. He hosted a ceremony before we even started the.
Well, that's Gabriel's.
Yeah.
Home, the Navajo Nation. He is of Navajo descent. Let me just, for those who do not know or are in the dark about what the MMIW is, let me just read you something off their website. And the statistics are staggering.
Yes.
You know, missing and murdered Indigenous women, MMIW statistics reveal crisis where Indigenous women in the U.S. face murder rates 10 times the national average. Over 4 in 5 Native women have experienced lifetime violence. Homicide is top 5 cause of death for Native women ages 10 through 44. The high violence rates, more than 56% of the American Indian and Alaska Native women have experienced sexual violence. 55.5% have experienced physical violence by an intimate partner. The murder rate, homicide is the 3rd leading cause of death of Native American women ages 10 to 24. Missing, and this is astounding. In 2026, 5,712 cases of missing women and girls were reported by the National NamUs database. Only logged 116 of them. That means a lot of
2026. So
I mean 2016.
Oh.
We got to go down there the first year, and we met with the Gallup Police Department, and we went down there and we were speaking with a detective. And on the wall, and if you could see behind us, this big wall, and we got walls all around us. In the Gallup Police Department, there had to be 700 photos of women from the Navajo Nation that were on those walls, plastered on those walls, and not one of them were found. Not one. They were all missing all the way back to 2000. I think it was around 16. So once a woman is taken off the reservation, there is no communication between the Navajo police and state and local authorities after that. There is no Amber Alert. The only thing they have, and they just put into effect last year, was a turquoise alert. You know, and the Navajo Nation, this is one of many nations across our country, is the size of West Virginia. That is a huge area. And it's covered by, I think, about 6 to 10 police officers who got to cover over 300 to 400 square miles. That is an area that there is a lot of crime on these women. And once they are taken off, they are in the wind. And, you know, a lot of them are sex trafficked. A lot of them are murdered. A lot of them are used for human trafficking, slave labor. The list goes on and on. And you know, what's sad about it is that we do not hear anything on mainstream media about these women. And, you know, and I'm just going to go on a rant real quick, and I don't mean to disparage anybody has a missing person, but like this Guthrie case that's going on, okay? Yeah. If she was Native American, you wouldn't have heard 2 words about her.
No.
Okay. If she was a black or Hispanic woman, you would have heard nothing about her. Even if she was just a white suburban housewife, you would have probably heard 2 stories, and then that would have been it. But because of who she is and who her daughter is, okay, we are going, they're putting every resource possible to finding this. And I think everybody deserves that right. Everybody who goes missing should be getting that right. Not just the elite, but these Native American women deserve better. they deserve more.
100%.
And
Well, I know we had no clue about any of this until 2 years ago when we
Yeah.
first heard it
Yeah.
Yes.
from you.
Yeah, they started it here, and then what is it, 99 worldwide, Brian Wilburn took it over for the second year, and we went out with him and met with him in Amarillo, and he's has helped organize this as well. He's helped us a lot as well.
He's very he's taken this on as a major project. He does a great job in getting this done. And that's his passion in this, because and everybody's passion should be about that same thing, because a human being is a human being. Doesn't matter where you live, what nationality you live on, or what your economic status is. We are all humans, and everybody deserves that same right.
And that's why we felt compelled as the leaders, as a women's group, to go out there and show support and show them that we're listening and we're here for them, and we can help them, whether it's financially or mentally or whatever the case is.
Getting the word out.
And bringing awareness through the rides and the events.
And when you're riding your motorcycle through that Navajo Nation, which I'm not gonna lie, even the Navajo Nation, those roads are a little bit rough.
Oh yeah.
Some of them forgot their tires somewhere out there, but we ain't gonna talk about that.
You guys do the four corners.
Wasn't it Brian that actually hit a pothole and his bike got destroyed?
Yeah. His two bikes. His two tires.
What's her name? Who rides? Huh? What? I forgot her name. Who rides in one of the groups out there?
Just leading it for
the
first one.
Yeah, the first one. She was doing one of those desert roads. She was doing 110 miles an hour, man. She rode, man. She rode.
Mine does 115, and she passed me.
And she passed you.
Yes.
But you do the four corners, and when you come back here, and I know a lot of you have the MMIW sticker on your bikes.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And Paul, you have one as well. When you came back here and people asked you what that was about, or why do you have that on there? Now you have the education to spread that word. And were people shocked on the stuff that you brought back?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm asked about that sticker all the time because I have it on my front windshield, and a lot of people don't know what it means.
Yes.
And so the more you talk about it, the more awareness that you bring to it. And the only way to do that is to have it front and center.
And it's a good shock value sticker. It's the handprint. People are like, what is that? And I love that it brings the attention to it as well.
We were actually on the news last year. I think it was with Dawn White. I think she was CBS, and we had an interview with her, talking about the actual ride itself, and just learning, because I'm Puerto Rican, but that don't happen over there a lot. So just learning and educating yourself. The women here, they have a group. The ones we're actually supporting and raising funds for is a local group here in Texas, and the lady's name is Jody, and she is, she helps these women through MMIW Texas Reminate. And that's who we're raising all the funds and proceeds for our poker run on April the 18th will go to them, which they're here locally. We wanted to do something not only out there in the Navajo Nation. We wanted to do something here for our people here as well.
Yes.
And, we've gone to some of their powwows, and they do a great job, by the way they set it up. And there's a lot of indigenous people here. We just don't see them. And it's not like we don't want to see them. They kind of stay in their own community and are not heard as much as other people.
Many of them have trust issues.
Yeah,
very much so.
They've been exploited, not only by by the criminals. They've been exploited by good groups that have raised money and stole the money. So they have a lot of trust issues. That's why this is your third year going out there. The trust is going to build even more and more and more, because they see that you are true to your hearts in what you're doing. And like I said, there's a lot of scammers out there that will scam these families. So they do have some trust issues. Gabriel brought this to our attention way back. And because he came from there, like Gabriel flies under the radar here, you would never know that a lot of his cousins are victims of
Yeah.
victims of this, it's not something that they they spread around until they're asked. But it's our job as human beings to raise that awareness flag, to educate the people that don't know. Human trafficking and sex trafficking is such a huge thing right now that the cartels are making more money on humans than they are on drugs.
Oh, the cartels are definitely.
And
doing
that
it
is a
there.
scary thing.
It's very
I worked with the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children here in Texas. And if you ever go to their website, and you'll see anywhere between 700 and 800,000 missing kids per year in the United States. When you talk to them and you find out the backgrounds on how many children are found recovered, it's less than 200,000. 200,000 may go back home. Another 200,000 are runaways. They're on the street because they've come from domestic violence homes or addicted parents' homes. But the other 600,000 are missing. And you think about, how could you just be missing 600,000 children? And
I know, it's crazy, right?
because we are so in tune with our phones, our heads are in our phones and social media, that we fail to see the things that are going on around us. And that's what we want to do. We want to make sure that you are aware and that you step in and help, not just take videos. Step in and help. Call 911. Make a phone call, even if it doesn't seem right, even if you're not too sure. Make that phone call. Let the investigation start. And if it turns out to be nothing, it turns out to be nothing. Yeah. But at least you may save a life that way. And that, I-20 and I-30 are gateways. They are the main artery for our trafficking down into Houston, up here into Dallas, all over the place. And then once they get out of the country or once they get out of the state, they're gone. No one could find them.
Well, and that's why we like these organizations like with Jody, because they actually use the funds that we raise and donate to them to help locate these women and to search for them. But not only do that, but once they do, and if they are able to be rescued, they give them the medical help. They give them, drug rehabs. Like, they actually help fix these women for what they went through. Yes. So it's very important for these organizations to receive those resources to be able to do those jobs.
The mental trauma and the physical trauma that these women and children endure from being exploited or being kidnapped and being abused goes beyond words. That's a lifetime of mental health treatment that they're going to have to go through.
Oh yeah,
and that takes money. But and we do not see a lot of that government money going to any of this. We see it going to programs to see if 2 coconuts and a banana can make a different type of fruit. It doesn't matter.
I was going to say a different type of baby. I've been watching too much.
Yeah, but the government funds. And they won't fund the Navajo Nation because it is a sovereign nation.
Yes.
And none of that money goes there. So it's up to you guys and it's up to everybody else to be out there and raise money for these organizations to help these women that come back broken.
Yes.
We need to help fix them. Did you have the flyer? It should be on the bottom. It should be the red flyer, the MMIW flyer. I want to talk about the
I want to talk about the poker ride first.
The poker ride, yes. You got it?
Chrissy wants to talk about it.
Oh.
Can you let her talk about it?
I'll let you talk about it. Chrissy, you talk about I'm getting the flyer up on the screen.
All righty. Well, the poker run is going to be April 18th. We are going to be doing registration at the Fort Worth Indian location. Registration does start at 9:30 with the kickstands up at 11. We'll have 3 stops after Indian, and it's going to be with Wilson's Biker Gear, El Tejas Restaurant, and Cycle Gear in Bedford. And our final stop will be at the Texas Harley Davidson. And during the actual run that we have at the end, we're going to have a high hand, a low hand. We're going to have raffles, 50-50, live auction, food trucks, and all of these proceeds will go straight to the Texas
MMIW
Remetric.
Uh-huh.
So all of these funds will
They
go
will be
straight
there
to
as
them.
well.
Yeah, and they will be there as well to talk and to inform people of their organization and how you can help. So we encourage anybody and everybody, whether you ride, whether you can cage it, come on out, join, support, and just be there.
That's the 18th, correct?
The 18th.
Yes, April 18th.
Yep.
Awesome.
And Fort Worth Indian is serving breakfast.
Ooh, nice. I love it.
Well,
Everybody
Yolanda
is so
over there,
nice.
she's amazing.
Yolanda's amazing. I gotta give it. My girl
she is
awesome.
amazing.
Yes.
She opens up, Fort Worth Indian has always opened their door. If it's not
They're
for the
so great to
MMIW,
work with.
it's for the
Yes.
Pediatric Brain Tumor Foundation. They have always opened up their doors for these
And she feeds
grassroots
us.
rides, and they put so much into it. So I want to big shout out to Fort Worth Indian for everything you do, and Yolanda and your whole staff. It's amazing.
Yeah.
So what have you guys like? Because as a man, it's a little different when you speak, because you guys get
Is
more.
this the first time women
sensual.
outnumber the men in this room?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
always outnumbered.
That's why I'm stuttering, 'cause I'm a little scared.
I gotta tell him. Hold up, bro. Let us talk.
The last time he was outnumbered was the last time the leaders were on. That's why he didn't ask us back.
No, you're always
You
invited
are
back.
always welcome
But,
back.
We're gonna hit a Pitbull now.
Yes.
Take it over.
I'll give you my digits.
The one thing I like about the leaders getting involved in this is because when we went out there the first time and we spoke to family members, they were very shy around men.
Yes.
They wouldn't open up. They wouldn't. So you also give them that bonding, the
security
the
that they
security. Yes. So it means a lot for empowered women to get out there and show them how much you care, because men, they have a distrust for because of the things that them and their family have gone through. Yeah. I don't think there probably isn't a family within the Navajo Nation who hasn't been impacted either from the past, either a cousin, a relative, a friend, someone in the neighborhood. They know somebody who has been a victim of this violence.
Oh yeah, we got to talk to some of the families last year, and it was just heartbreaking. Like the travesty of what each generation goes through. So it may be a mom of one girl, but it travels through the whole entire family and it affects it all, because that one mom may have children, and then the rest of the family have to step in to raise those children and to give them the love and the support and just the mental care that they need from losing that mother. So
and within that community, that's not the only scenario. I mean, there's multiple in that community. So there's multiple people stepping up to take care. I mean, there's a lot that goes in. I mean,
it takes the whole entire community.
It takes a village.
It definitely does. And it takes a village and more.
Yeah.
And it takes the leaders, and it takes everybody here in the
Support.
Texas area to get out there. When you guys first went to the Navajo Nation,
We just went for the first time last year. We didn't go the first year because
right. That's when
we didn't know about it.
So this will be our second year.
This is our second year.
So your first time there, like when I got there, when I went there the
What
first
happened
year,
to you last year?
we'll discuss that later.
Okay.
Off camera.
The first year when we went out there, I was shocked to find out that only 20% of the nation has electric.
Correct.
Yes, they barely even have running water.
That's what I was
Right.
saying. Water, floors, basic stuff.
Right. When we were out there and Gabriel was showing, we saw all these men coming out of off a hilltop and filling up their trucks with firewood. And we're like, what's going on over there? Because they have no heat. They have no internal electric. They have to use this to get through the winter. And I was shocked that I was like, this is like almost like the Amish country in Pennsylvania where
Very much so.
they don't have anything.
Yeah.
And there's
But
no,
they choose
they don't
to
have the
live
reason.
that way.
Yeah, the
They do.
Amish
They-
choose
the
that.
Amish choose. Right.
They
the Amish
choose that.
Yeah.
The Indian reservations don't, because they can't get government funding. for
Yeah,
it.
Correct.
I live next to the
Right.
Amish. They got way more.
Yeah.
Way
And that's
more.
what we need to also bring awareness and change to as well, because they deserve those amenities just
Yes.
like you and I.
Without a doubt.
I thought I
agree.
was in a different country.
Yes, very much.
I mean,
so.
I honestly, when I
Yes.
got there, I was like, "Are we in the United States or what?"
Yeah.
I didn't get. I have never had
It's
the
kinda scary.
opportunity to get on the reservation like that, like what you guys.
Yeah.
I've only gone I passed through Arizona. You see the little hut on the side that's selling like, your turquoise jewelry or stuff,
Mhm.
but I never got to experience, So I mean, they are missing out on just from the stories in stuff that
Yeah.
you've told
Yeah.
me. I mean,
Like
they
we went
need.
to, we
And
went
that
to,
ride, that ride also through the Navajo Nation happens from May 8th through May 11th. And everybody is welcome to join that ride. I mean,
Yes.
all you got to do is meet up in Amarillo at the Love's Truck Stop on the 8th. And from there, the ride starts. It's a 3-day ride.
I
You
love
go,
that.
we're going up to Albuquerque and Yuba City, Arizona and stuff like that. And then it'll come back to New Mexico. And then from there, everybody they're going to have like a ceremony.
do you guys go to Window Rock?
We're going to Window Rock.
You'll-
It's
Is
beautiful.
is that where the ceremony starts?
Yes.
Is
The
that
win-
what we
Yeah.
started
Yeah.
last year?
No,
No.
what
Was
I
it
heard
Window
though,
Rock or Shiprock?
Shiprock.
Oh,
Window Rock is
Window
where they
Rock
have the
is-
ceremony.
Where they had the big round.
Yes,
Yeah,
correct.
yeah,
Okay, yeah. So that's
Did you go last year?
First year.
Okay.
yeah.
and also like you don't have to just be a motorcycle. You can be on.
Yeah,
a
my
ride
daughter
as
went in her
well.
car. I
Like,
mean,
you can
she
do a
took her
car,
car and did the
Jeep.
whole thing.
You can ride with it. You don't have to be on 2 wheels. You can be on 3, 4,
Yeah.
6, whatever.
Yeah.
Actually,
Moped.
it'd be better to have some cages there because you can carry supplies
You can
because
carry
it does
supplies.
it does
Yeah.
get hot. It does get hot on that desert land.
Oh, I love
Um,
bringing
It gets hot,
snacks.
yeah.
Yep, and you
Then
can
it gets cold.
even if you want to just go there and
Yes.
be a supply truck and or a tow truck for anybody that's going to break down
yes,
over there.
we need more of those
need
for
more
the
of
rides.
those. There's a
okay.
lot of things that you can do to benefit this
Mhm.
ride as well. Not only by riding, but supporting the people that are riding through the four corners of
Mhm.
the Navajo Nation, because it's a 3-day. It's a 2-day, right? It's 3 days.
Yeah,
3A.
It's 3 days. 3 days.
Yeah, it's 3 days, and it's actually it's not only you get to see some beautiful scenic
It's
routes
beautiful.
as well.
Absolutely
I mean, It's
beautiful.
gorgeous, and you're there for a cause, and you're there to raise awareness because there's a lot of indigenous folks out there, and they're coming to you, they're talking to you, they're selling their stuff that they make handmade,
Yes.
and you can help in so many ways. You don't have to give them money so they don't get offended, but you can actually buy what
their
they
product.
The
make.
Yes.
hand
So,
goods
yeah.
that they make. Oh my gosh, you
Yeah.
can't find your bracelet you just
Yeah.
showed me. Beautiful.
Yes.
I mean, just
Oh yeah, and they
everything
gave me
make.
this after the ride. Can you see my
Oh.
little toad?
They actually gave all
They
of us.
gifted
wow.
us.
Is that a
yeah.
horn frog?
Yeah.
Yes.
I love
And
that.
so it protects you. So they
Yes.
gave us this last year, and they gave it to a bunch of the leaders. Homie got one and stuff like that. Some of the guys that went with us to show their appreciation and make sure we
I
stay
love that.
protected and
And
safe.
they were actually
I
made
love
by
that.
one of the
You got
guys'
one?
You got one?
uncles.
Oh.
I'm gonna say, if you go on the ride out there, you can go shopping in 4 states within 1 hour.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the Four Corners.
I love the Four Corners. Everything out there. The scenery, the weather.
Yeah.
I love that it's hot. There's
Homie
getting
saying,
cold at night.
and everybody, don't forget to bring your wallet. Bring the cash.
Yes.
Yeah, bring the cash.
Well,
definitely.
Coming from homie.
That's actually a good point.
The one that spends way too much money.
bring cash. Bring cash because when you want to buy stuff from the roadside, a lot of them don't have the swipe capabilities.
Yeah.
They don't have the service
They don't
to
have the
do it.
service. They don't have the tap capabilities. So cash is king.
Cash is always
on,
king,
on the
baby.
Navajo Nation. If you want to purchase something, because not everybody's going to have that credit card availability.
That and they don't have to pay the fees. Give them all.
Yeah.
Give them all of
Yeah.
it.
Give them all of
So
it.
thank you, homie, for bringing that up. That's a good point. And stop spending
Dawn.
all of
Dawn, I know you
well-
keep yours on your bike. Just want to see your little comment there. We saw it.
We saw it.
We love you, girl.
Nice.
So this year, the ride is going to be May 18th, right? From Indian, right? Is that what it was?
No,
April 18th.
May the 8th.
May the 8th through the 11th.
No, for the one here. For
The
the one here.
poker ride is
Oh,
on
right.
April
Right.
18th.
April 18th.
Could they register online? Pre-register?
No.
No.
They can't
Day
pre-register.
of.
No, they have to register at Indian.
Okay.
And then registration starts at 9:30 in the morning at Indian Fort Worth.
Perfect.
Thank you for putting up
And
that
they're gonna
flyer.
have breakfast. I mean, for them to
Yeah,
have
breakfast.
It'll fly us back up again.
You know,
And
good.
if you can't do the ride, just meet up with us at Texas Harley, and we'll be there and just enjoy that.
Yeah, you can always
part
just
of it.
hang out if you don't have the means to ride. I mean, that's what I do sometimes.
At least
My
get
husband will go on
educated.
the ride, and I
Yes.
hang out with everybody.
And if you can't make it or the ride, find a way to get with us. And if you're wanting to donate, whether it be cash, whether it be a monetary item for the raffle or auction, you can always link up with the Fort Worth Litas. We'll make sure we get it, and it's another way that you can help out.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Yeah, because we're still looking for donations for our auctions and our raffles. So if anybody has, any donations they can spare, we have a lot of people that have donated and reached out and are big supporters of the Fort Worth Litas. So Christy knows those people. I'm not in charge of that right
For a
now.
certain value of the raffle, because I would like the Battling Betties to donate something. Well, I'll put something together and put it on the raffle.
There is no cap.
All right. Battling Betties are gonna. I'm gonna put something together.
all right.
And auction items,
Yeah.
so just
Okay.
depending on what it is.
I'm gonna put something together from behalf of the Battling Betties, and I'll put the 99 on it as well.
Yeah, and so far our supporters are actually Riders Biker Supply,
Go
Texas
Chris.
Harley Davidson, Fort Worth Cycle Gear, Wilson's Biker Gear, Law Tigers Dallas, Fort Worth Indians, El Tejas Restaurant, Bedford Cycle Gear. Those are all the restaurants and businesses that have donated. But
And Homie and Friends.
And Homie and Friends. But we also want to thank our participants, because without the participants and these businesses, we cannot do this without y'all.
100%.
Yeah.
It's vital.
Yeah.
Yes.
Speaking about cycle gear, didn't they just open up a new cycle gear?
Did they?
Did they just open up a new? Where did you go the other day? Was homie.
Riders,
yeah.
Bikers,
Riders, Bikers.
Riders,
Supply.
yeah, they had
They
that
just
grand
had the
opening.
grand opening. Yeah. They changed locations.
Chris,
Yeah.
he does- I love
Chris
him.
Gunter,
Yeah.
he's a great guy.
He's a great
Yes,
guy. Yeah.
very much so.
We love you, Chris. If you're watching, you better be watching.
We also
You
love
better
that
be watching.
Better be
we
watching,
love that
sharing.
Venus helmet that you donated.
Yeah, it's amazing. He's an amazing man. Definitely
Yes.
great for the biker community.
So
Yes.
if they want to make a donation of, say, for the auction and stuff, they bring it that day, or how could they?
They can bring it that day or reach out to one of us, or go to the Fort Worth Leaders page and send a message, and we'll be more than happy to go and grab it from you.
Yeah,
Okay.
they respond. I messaged them on a whim.
Yeah.
They respond.
I've been watching you, Pitbull.
No, stop it.
Well, not only you got these rides coming up, you guys do an amazing stuff through for nonprofits and grassroots organizations. You guys ride and teach each other and take care of each other. How do you become a leader? Say there are people out there
Now-
want to become leaders.
I've told there's a lot of my girlfriends that new riders. I always say they're like, I want to go get with the leaders. I always bring you guys up because you guys are definitely about empowering the women to ride. New riders, old riders, whatever. You guys are there, even if they need help with it.
Yes,
you will help
we are
them
there.
get there in that comfort level.
Yes.
I've heard that about you guys. I don't ride anymore because I'm.
Well, and the way they do it, they'll start out with joining the collective app, and then from there they'll choose which branch they want to join. And of course, we're going to give a shout out to our Fort Worth Litas, but every branch is amazing.
Yeah, all our girls are.
So they are all
worldwide, that's
amazing.
huge.
Yeah, because we are nationwide. So
But the easiest way to find us, honestly, is through Facebook.
Yes.
Yeah.
We, the Leaders created an app that's called the Leaders Collective app, which who wants another app, right? Everybody's on Facebook.
Yeah.
Like, I ain't doing it. So I suggest you go to the Fort Worth Leaders, just hashtag the Leaders Fort Worth or the Fort Worth Leaders, and you can join our private page. And we'll get you in. And you just answer 3 questions like, do you have a motorcycle? So
And it
what's
doesn't
your
matter- and it
age?
doesn't
Do you
matter what
ride?
time.
You
And it
know,
doesn't-
you're a
It
girl.
could be any kind
Yeah.
of type. It could be a crop rocket to a bag or anything.
Yeah.
It could be
It doesn't matter.
But
what
it's
you ride.
vital. You must answer the questions.
The good thing about being in a women's collective with us is like we don't care what you ride. You can ride 2 wheels, you can ride 3 wheels, you can ride an Indian, you can ride a Harley, you can ride a
Ninja,
Honda,
yeah.
or a Ninja. Like I don't care what you ride. Get in the wind, stay in your lane, and everything's gonna be okay.
Like-minded. Y'all are like
Yes,
like the wind
yes.
therapy, and you get to have the sisterhood with it. I love that.
Yeah, it's a sisterhood. We've met a lot of, we have in the Fort Worth group. Our group started in 2017 here in Fort Worth, and we have about between-
400 and something girls in our group.
Where did the
Yeah.
leaders start originally? Like
in Utah.
In Utah.
Yeah, they
Okay.
started in Utah. This girl was at a bar having a drink, and she goes, "I want to do."
I
something."
tell you, the best things happen at a bar over a drink.
And she just put the leaders together out there, and then it started growing from there. And
That's
that's how
badass.
basically how it started. So
That's badass. I love that.
yeah, it's pretty cool.
And we have 5 amazing founders. It's not just us 3. We have 2 more founders, and their names are Jane Vaughn and Dawn Sontag. So there's 5 of us that when we get together, we organize, we create events, and we take these women out on rides. We make sure their safety is utmost important. You know, we do our job to make sure that we have an organization and an outlet for these women to ride safe.
Yeah.
Well, let me
no
actually-
judgment, just ride safe, y'all.
Yes,
I mean,
ma'am.
if you want to
As-
get out there, you're gonna help them get out there.
Now you're not a club by no means. You're
No,
not a club.
no,
You're,
We
you're
don't
a
have
riding-
any dues.
You're a riding group.
Yeah.
Now within that riding group, because just let me school me on this.
Okay.
Because I only know MC stuff.
Do you have like road captains as well? Like when
Is
you
it
do
organized
your rides?
that way?
No.
No.
They have somebody that's leading the ride.
Like leading
They
and-
always get
Yeah.
somebody that's
We
in
don't
the back of the
classify.
Okay.
You have
Yeah.
somebody
No,
that's
but no
designated
classification.
No classifications. We all take turns leading. We all take turns blocking. We all take turns back there with the girls just in case, someone breaks down, something goes wrong. That way we have someone back there that'll stay behind and help.
Yeah, and not a founder or a co-founder has to be leading the ride. If any of the girls wants to put an event together and make a
I
ride
love that.
within our group,
Nice.
they just put the ride there, and who shows up, shows up. This is not a mandatory thing. So, if you get 1 or 2 girls out, then get 1 or 2 girls out. It's better than be with
You're
20.
still out
on
two wheels
Yeah.
enjoying
And
it.
sometimes you bond better the smaller the group is.
Yes.
I mean, sometimes we have 30
I feel
girls,
that.
but it's a lot to keep up with, but we try our best to stay as organized as possible, make sure nobody gets hurt, because safety is our number 1 priority. And making sure
100%.
that the girls
I'm-
are safe, that's our number
I'm
1
telling you,
priority.
there's nothing better than seeing a bunch of badass chicks roll
Look,
up
right?
in a location.
You always get the boys
on a
up in
fucking
here.
motorcycle.
Not
I'm
you.
telling
You ought to see some of the
badass.
locations that we meet at. Like,
I love it.
yes, it is
I'm
amazing.
just letting you know I'm getting a little nervous because it is getting a little high volume here. I may have to back up and go sit by Paul a chance because it sounds like it's.
Hey, and that's
it's
what you
getting there.
call women empowerment right here, baby.
When they can scare me, yeah, they're empowered. I'm giving it all right to them.
No, I didn't write it down. I came from work.
But
So.
but you know what? In the last, I would say, maybe 10 years, you have seen many more women on motorcycles.
Mm-hmm.
They've jumped off the back of the men's bikes and said, "No, I'm doing this myself."
100%.
Yeah.
You've seen, I mean, it has exploded with women bikers now. You have so many more that are on the bikes, and God
I
bless
want
you
to
guys.
see more out there.
Yeah. And maybe just hanging around you guys and learning what the leaders do and that empowerment aspect that may get somebody to get on a bike, because a lot of women may have been afraid of getting on 2 wheels or 3 wheels or whatever. And they've always been used to sitting on the back of the bike. But now when they see other women doing this, they can be like, wow, I can do that too.
Yeah.
Well, last year we actually held our first little safety course, and it's not one. It was actually led by an MSF rider coach that we have within our group, but it was done for free. So she
Nice.
donated her time. So we
Nice.
we like to actually get our girls out, show them things that they would learn in the class, or just to touch up on the skills. So we are
Yes.
there to not just lead by example, but to also teach them the skills that they need to be safe out on the road with or without us.
I'm definitely going to get a hold of you guys. I had a bike for a while. I got rid of it after COVID. My husband is actually rebuilding one for me. So as soon as it's ready, I'm going to get with you guys because it's been a minute.
Yeah. It's like riding a bicycle, though.
Yeah.
It really is. Yeah. But I
With
think,
a big
with
ass
the-
engine.
But and loud. Big
Yeah.
and loud. But I think, the
I
cool
think
thing about the women is that, obviously people portray women as cooking clean or whatever, we still get portrayed like that. But, now you
I can
see
do
them
all
on
that
these
still.
bikes and they're professionals. They have good jobs. They,
Yes.
run trucking companies. They run businesses. I run a trucking company. I'm an operations manager for a trucking company, and we have like about 100 drivers, and
nice.
They're 80% of them are men,
and they're probably all scared of
and
you.
they scared as shit.
Yeah.
Because every time I see Homie, when I get with Homie every day, he's like, yeah.
He's a different homie when she's around.
He's a different homie. He's a different homie. Yes,
But no,
dear.
like,
Yes,
also,
dear.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
But it's
ma'am.
great to see women out there, not only in riding a motorcycle, in the careers and the power they have, and we do make a difference. So
Yes.
and that's the good thing about MMIW, that I think that why we're doing this event is because we want to make a difference in these women's
Yes.
lives. We want to know that. We want them to know that obviously we're here
Those
for them
women
and to
deserve a
support their
voice.
and we can be that voice for them, and we can help with what we can.
And what
This-
a better
you know-
way to have you guys be the voice.
I
The
know,
badass biker chicks being the
Hell
voice for the.
yeah.
I love it.
And I'll tell you right now, even as a man, I'm probably a little jealous on this because in the clubs, everybody who's a veteran or first responder, we all battle certain mental health issues, right? But
Yep.
you know what? As men, we're not going to talk within our club, or we're not going to talk with our buddies about it because we're just not going to do that.
Yeah.
Some do.
You probably have a good bonding experience on those bikes with wind therapy and off.
Well,
Yeah.
as
females
well.
in general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know all
No.
the cheese men. I
Yeah,
know
no.
all the cheese men.
So I mean, there are a lot of women out there that have overcoming out of an abusive relationship
I'm
Yes.
one.
or a bad marriage or whatever. This is the perfect setting for you
Mhm.
to get on the bike, learn,
Get a
get some
support
wind therapy,
system, too.
and really bond with some amazing women.
Yes.
You'd be surprised.
Not
There's a
only on
lot.
the two wheels,
Yeah.
off the two wheels.
Yeah.
Right.
Because we do help encourage each other and help with our,
See, men don't do that. Men don't do that.
Women have demons too.
No,
okay?
I know that. Yeah.
They do.
No.
I
And
mean,
without
so-
these women, like I just recently went through a divorce myself, and without the support of these women, I just don't know how I could have made it through
Mhm.
and be as strong as I am today. And I thank them every day. And
we just say, stab them, stab them. I'm but it takes, we got to make sure our women stay strong too, because
Yeah.
they do. I love the crown.
She gets the crown.
Homie, know not to mess with me. But I tell you, I mean, and it's women like her that you see her calls and you see her going through this pain, and you feel that pain. You're like, damn, she's my friend. I want to help her. What can I do? Let's talk about it. So I think that's
Because many of you have been there before.
Yeah, well, I've been married for 25 years. I don't even.
No, but-
going on 25 years.
But many
everybody's going through something.
everybody's
Yes.
going through something, and
Might
you
not
have
be the same, but there's
But all
women
the
have
words
more
it
of a
feels the same,
compassionate
yeah.
side
Correct.
and
Yeah.
more empathy and more. They know how to respond a little better than men.
Yeah.
Even on the road.
100%.
Even on the road, a guy hits a pothole on the road, you'll be like, "You dick! You hit that pothole! You didn't see it." Meanwhile, the guy's flying off the side of the road. Suck it up and let's go. You guys are a little bit more compassionate on it.
That's how Jeanette is too.
I think,
Right?
I think there's a healthy
compare me,
razz with
because I'm
women,
like
too.
the Amelie. Like, you can't compare me.
Well,
to
I can honestly say during our MMI trip last year, there was a lot that I had never faced as a rider, and this woman right here got me through some of the toughest feelings that I had went through, because I was having a complete breakdown because of the rain.
It was
and,
raining so
and
much.
The hell.
and the hell. So without her actually being there and giving me the support and the love that I needed, I don't even know if I could have finished that ride.
Yeah.
So I mean, we're all there for each other in different ways,
Yeah.
and it's
You push each other.
amazing.
You
Yeah,
push
we
each
push
other.
each other, and everybody has a different value or a different. We already know each other's character. We don't get butthurt like some of the men do.
Yeah,
So,
that's
just
for
saying.
sure.
But
you're gonna be over there like crazy.
finishing a ride like that has got to, when you get back home and
my
when you are done, not only is your ass hurt from the ride, but it's got to feel amazing that you did that 3-day round trip. Then, I mean, what's it, over about 1,200 miles?
Well, we
back
went
from-
to Moab after that. So we went on an actual vacation. We went to Moab in Utah. So we kept going.
Oh, you kept going.
And then two of us kept going, and we went into
Oh,
Colorado
man.
together. So we actually
So-
did, I think, like 5 or 6 states
Yeah.
by the end of it.
We did like
Wow.
almost 3,500 miles by the time we got back. So
just a Honda Comfort.
But it is a great feeling when you get back and finally relax for 24 hours and sleep some, because it was a rough adventure.
It was a rough ride, but it was well worth it because the actual I think what I got from behind it is the gratification of knowing that I did something that brought awareness to something that is usually not talked about, it's not known about. And so that in itself right there was the biggest star for me, is knowing that we did something so powerful and great.
We're
for this
still learning.
organization. Yeah, and
you learn every day.
Yeah, we're still learning.
Yes.
You learn every day, and you know what? And I just talking to actually Fishbowl owner. I was talking to her the other day. Well, today we were talking about the things that these grassroots communities do, and everybody does. We can't change everybody. We can't fix everybody. But if we put a smile on one person's face, if we fix one person, if we help one person, then we did our part.
Yep.
And if everybody did that, if everybody just stepped up and helped one other person, man, humanity would be totally different than when we have
100%.
the culture now. We would have a totally different
It don't
atmosphere.
cost nothing to be kind, right?
No,
No,
it doesn't
not
cost
at all.
anything to be kind. Well, homie says it does, but and here's another thing. Whenever you see homie, and homie's at almost every event for his quickies, and he wears that little satchel, right? He wears that leather satchel. Go throw $5-10 in that satchel, because homie takes that even $1. Homie takes that money and he donates it each and every month to a grassroots foundation or a cause, or helps support a charity. So every time you're out there, it's homie clause. Every time.
Homie's done taking over the Letha show.
Homie, get off the air.
Damn it, homie. It's like that earworm.
Yeah. So, ladies, it has been a pleasure. Wait a second. It said, wait for me. So, all you welcome to the poker run and
Ride to May. Ride the May ride. Look like I can't.
Make your reservations at the hotels. So, how do people find hotels off this route?
We actually have them listed.
Right?
So
3 nights.
So they're at the Brian's website. What is his website called? Worldwide.
99% radio. Right.
No, we're at 99%.
Thank you.
I'm not for sure on Brian's.
Yeah, it's hold on. But it's a 3-day ride, and it has all the information on there where you can go and. Okay, yeah. So, we'll get it to you.
Get it out on the Letha page.
Yeah.
Or get it out
we actually have it on the Letha page.
Okay.
Every single stop that we have hotels that are listed already on there. Now, with the cities that we have listed on there, if you don't find that you want to stay at the hotels that are listed, you can stay at any hotel you want. You just have to be at the meetup spot at the time that we leave each morning. Right. So every rider can book a hotel wherever they want. They don't have to stay.
I'll get on your page or tag me in something. And I'll
because it's on Worldwide 99% Motorcycle Community page. So he has the event posted on Worldwide 99% Motorcycle Community. So you can go on there. The event is on there. There's a 3-day event. They did get some what do you call it? Like some discounts at the hotels that we're going to be staying in. So I already got all my rooms booked and stuff like that, but that's where you can find it. And we're going to share it on the Letha's page. So you can just click the link and look at where all the stops are and where we're going.
Fantastic.
And also be aware of where you are staying and what is allowed at that location.
Yes.
Because you cannot drink on the reservation.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah, you cannot.
You can also not have any open carry of any kind of weapons. Period. So there are certain rules and regulations that you have to go by.
Yeah. Whenever you're on the reservation or the Navajo Nation, there is no open carry, and there is no drinking on the reservation. So just be aware of that. Follow the rules, because they do enforce those rules pretty strictly. Well, ladies, thank you so much for being part of the show and doing what you guys do each and every day.
Thank you for having
the
us.
Leaders
Straightening
worldwide.
those
We
straighten those crowns, ladies.
For the Leaders nationwide, for what you do to empower women each and every day and bringing up the motorcycle community. You really have shined the top bar of the motorcycle community.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I'll definitely see you guys April 18th.
Yeah. But
Starting
definitely.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, because
We'd love to
Sideshow
have
lives
y'all.
at Texas Hardy, so I expect him to be there.
Okay.
Shout out to Micah at Texas Hardy for
yeah.
helping us put this together. He's a great guy as well.
Yes. We love some Micah.
Yep.
Yes.
Well, thank you for having us.
You're very, very
Thanks,
welcome.
It was a
ladies, and
pleasure being here.
You have a great day, and we're gonna have you guys do a quick drop too,
Okay.
so we can show it all the time. We're gonna come back. We're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna come back with Paul Gregory with Spokes for Hope, who just donated 20 bikes to the Garland School District and to Freedom, the Freedom House over in Fort Worth for domestic violence. So stay
Absolutely
tuned.
amazing.
We'll be back right after this.
My name is Art Lee. I invented LifeVac to protect my family. Protect your family. Buy LifeVac now.
Thank you, Daddy.
That was us over 10 years ago.
Now, LifeVac is responsible for saving over 2,000 lives from choking.
We started this company in our garage, just hoping to make a difference, because over 5,000 lives are needlessly lost each year to choking incidents.
Help LifeVac on our mission to save lives.
In the time it takes you to pick up the phone and call, another life could be saved.
LifeVac's patented design creates a one-way suction to remove food or objects obstructing airways. All you have to do is place, push, and pull. And just like that, LifeVac can save a life from choking.
Quite frankly, I thought I was going to die. The LifeVac saved my life in 1-2 seconds.
Get your very own LifeVac now and get 20% off. Visit lifevac.net or call 877-LifeVac.
As my personal promise to you, if you order a LifeVac and have to use it, LifeVac will replace it free.
LifeVac works on adults, teens, or toddlers and can be ready in seconds and last a lifetime, guaranteed.
Best of all, you can even use a LifeVac on yourself, the elderly, physically impaired, or those that other methods may not be possible or are dangerous. In the event of a choking emergency, you could save a life, even your own.
Thank you, Daddy.
Life is precious and time matters.
Choking can happen anywhere. Help us put a LifeVac in every home, school, restaurant, car, office, everywhere.
Protecting families has always been our mission. I'm sure you love your family like I love my daughter. Do us all a favor and get your own LifeVac now.
LifeVac saves lives. Order one for your home, the office. It also makes a great gift. Use promo code Jackie and save 20%. Don't wait another minute. A life might depend on it. Go to lifevac.net or call 877-LifeVac. That's lifevac.net or 877-LifeVac. Order now.
What we believe in at Glenn Larson Law is doing one thing and doing it really well. When I meet people, I always tell them we're going to uncover every single rock possible. That's the medical component, that's your story, and your voice.
We've solely focused on personal injury, whether that be a slip and fall accident or a commercial 18-wheeler, a motorcycle or DWI, motor vehicle accident. We specialize in that and that only.
When someone says, my neck really hurts, I know exactly how that feels. There's so much more to an injury case dealing with the pain level that people go through and how it affects their lives. And I know how to advocate to make sure that the insurance companies take all of that in consideration in every case.
We're very transparent and open to always keep them informed and stay on top of their case at all times.
Because we're a little bit smaller in team numbers, we're able to really dive into every single case and develop not only a client relationship, but a friendship and a lifelong connection.
We're on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We'll meet you anywhere, at the scene, in the hospital, at your home. Whatever's best for the client, we will do every single time.
There is a connection component that I believe our firm is committed to We want to be connected with you and your family beyond this case so that you know that you have a lifelong partner. Not just a case, but a lifelong connection and a lifelong voice. And we look forward to serving you.
I was in
Red lips, tied up curls, high heels, flag unfurled, Lone Star stitched on their seams. Sunday drives and freedom dreams. They roll up to the VA gate. Coffee cards, they're never late. Laugh lines, old stories glow. They salute, then steal the show. Hey! Battling Betty's of Texas. Country first in their hearts. Pin up smiles, standing at attention. Teasing waves, vintage art. For every soldier, every medic on call, every siren. In the dark of the fall, they bring hope, bring heat, bring charm. Like a hook, like a shield, like an arm.
Hey, welcome back to 99% Radio Network here in the Fishbowl. Man, that was the lovely leaders. Man, they are amazing. An empowerment women's riding club
They're badass.
that does so much, and they are badass.
Every time I see them, they're just so welcoming. Like, you think like a women's riding group, you're like a little intimidated, like, oh, they're, there's a badass girls of it. No, they're so welcoming,
Yes.
and they're willing to help any women rider.
Oh, well.
Women,
Yeah, women.
you have to be a woman.
Not identify as one. You have to be one. No junk in their trunk.
No.
So
On that note.
yeah. Well,
Speaking of spokes.
no front junk. But they really support all organizations, foundations, and grassroots rides. They do amazing things for charity. And
And if you want to get to riding, get a hold of them.
Yeah,
That's what I
without
love.
a
Is
doubt.
like a lot of times being a woman rider, you have either your boyfriend or somebody helping you ride. It's a little different. It gets a little stressful having something like that teach you. So
Yep.
you can get with them and they will help you get on,
yeah,
on the road.
and they'll help you build your confidence.
Yes, that's the main thing.
They'll definitely help you build your confidence. And once again, another great organization that I've been working with for years is Spokes for
Mhm.
Hope. I want to welcome Paul Gregory. Paul, what's going on?
What's up, buddy?
Oh, just enjoying the weather.
You got to sit back and you were sitting a little off camera when leaders were here, but you were on that first inaugural ride for the MMIW. On that, what'd you think of that ride that you were on?
Oh, it was amazing. It was a great ride. It was great. And it wasn't near as long because we left Gallup, New Mexico, and went up to the event. But this year we're going from Amarillo. But the
Are you
first
riding
ride,
this year? Are you going to ride this year?
I have to trailer to Amarillo, but I'm riding the rest of the way.
Now, are you're riding the bike you won on the High Seas Rally?
Might as well. Might as well.
Did you change it so it can go more than
I
115
did.
miles an hour to keep up with the pack?
Chris Smith, the Wild Child Cycles, tune that baby up.
Nice.
It'll run. It'll run at least 125.
All right, so you'll definitely keep
It'll
up.
go
with her,
125 now instead of 115.
So jumping from motorcycles to another two wheels, bicycles, and that's what Spokes for Hope is all about. Spokes for Hope was originally organized by Alton Wells and a couple other founders, and to bridge the gap between the police departments across the state and the community in which it serves. When you have domestic violence, you have different issues with families that these police officers respond to each and every day. And usually when there's a child involved, they are, either torn or they don't know how to react. They think the cop's the bad guy, for taking away their addicted father or abusive father or mother. And it can make for a tense situation. So when Spokes for Hope came about, they decided to say, well, we're going to give these officers bicycles to hand out to these children. Correct?
Correct.
And what, Paul, when you got involved with Spokes for Hope, did you see the difference in the community outreach or the community outlook on police officers by bridging this gap?
Oh, yes. Yeah, it's made a huge difference. It's family by family, extended family by extended family, but it makes a big, huge difference. A police officer shows up at the house, 2 or 3 days after dad's been hauled off to jail, beat up and hauled off. The kids get a free bicycle, new bicycle,
yes,
from a police officer, which is a stranger almost. And they know someone loves me besides my mom,
right?
Or beside my family. There's strangers out there that actually love me and care for me to give me a new bicycle.
Especially
they have no idea where the bicycle came from, just that they were handed the new bicycle.
Especially with the dynamic, unfortunately, that's been going on, with people against cops, which I hate. But doing this, it shows them, the bridge and the kindness.
Well, usually at those domestic violence situations, when a cop goes and intervenes, everybody turns on the police officer for doing his job.
Right.
So when they got to hold dad out or mom off to jail,
they're mad, yeah.
Everybody's screaming.
There's a lot of emotions.
There is. And the child
emotions.
Is caught in the middle because he doesn't know, is he supposed to be mad at the police or is he supposed to be taking mom and dad's side? He doesn't know. So at a young age, you're torn. So when you keep growing up in that atmosphere, that culture, you grow up hating the police officer, you hate the uniform. It's not so much you hate the person that's in there, it's that you hate the role that they're doing because they took someone off to jail. But when that officer comes back with a bicycle or a teddy bear or whatever he comes back with and shows that he's not the bad guy, he's just doing his job and he's really trying to just protect that child, it makes a huge difference in how that child grows up. You guys took it another step further. Hobo with the Thin Blue Line Law Enforcement Motorcycle Club and their foundation last year requested 10 bicycles for the Garland School District to help motivate the children of the Garland School District. They're a D-rated school at that point. Kids were not motivated. It was a lower economic class, and these children were struggling. So Spokes for Hope donated 10 bicycles to the school. You want to tell the rest of the story?
At that time, that Garland ISD school was D-rated. It's rated a D on a scale from A to D.
Yeah.
Or F.
Lowest.
And they're at
They
the
were
bottom.
low,
They're
they
at
were
the bottom of the barrel as far as advancement, as far as where the kids were scholastically, according to the state statistics. And it's just something beside bicycles. There's several things, but they put a program together to give that, like you said, incentive to make these kids do better, and just stuck a carrot in front of their little donkey.
Some kids need a little motivation sometimes.
So, and it worked really good. So when one season, one event, they went from a D to an A.
Now that is amazing.
That's huge.
That is amazing.
By just giving them the motivation that they will get a new bike if their grades improved. So the top 10 students whose grades improved all got bikes. And what I heard from Hobo, that every child in that school's grades improved. Not everybody was a winner of the bike because not everybody gets a participation trophy, but they all tried, which was great. And it showed that they do have the aptitude and scholastic ability to improve, but sometimes they just need a little motivation. Spokes for Hope was able to provide that. This year, you guys even went further with that and donated 20 bikes for the Garland School District. I can't imagine and we were supposed to have somebody, Hobo was supposed to be here today, but due to a family illness, he wasn't able to make it. And one of the people from the Garland School District was also supposed to be here, but they were unable to make it as well. life does get in the way. But I was supposed to present on behalf of the Thin Blue Line Law Enforcement Motorcycle Club a plaque or trophy
A
or
really nice
a really
presentation.
nice.
Who dropped the ball?
It rode in the back of my pickup for a week and a half, and last night or yesterday morning I took it out because I was needing to give my nephew and some people a ride. So I took it out so it wouldn't get tore up. Put it in the house. This morning I woke up and left the house at 5 and went to
Because
work.
you thought it was still in there.
Didn't think about that until my alarm went off. Said 2 hours before you go to 99% radio. I was going, oh my God! I was in McKinney.
Well, we'll get a picture of that from Paul, and
You get
we'll
one
put it
pass.
out there.
You get one pass.
But you know what? Listen, life does get in the way. Everybody's running around. Everybody's doing things. These things happen. But
I would take a crown though if you want to present it.
Hey, I'd give you.
Those will be given out soon.
Yes.
But when we were picking up the bikes, and Hobo gave you the trophy. I don't know. It's not a trophy. It's an appreciation monument. It was beautiful.
It's a monument.
It was a motorcycle on marble, right?
Yes, with a
glass backdrop for Spokes for Hope, and it was really, really beautifully done. For you guys, for everything that you guys do within the community. You also run a couple of big events for our motor jocks out there. You run something over at Cabela's each and every year.
Mm-hmm.
That has been Spokes for Hope Police Motorcycle Rodeo.
That is so cool.
In Kim Villalba and Pat, her mom Pat, and Kevin Minch, they done a spectacular job. And Kim has been in it, and Pat also since day one. And Kevin too, he's really, really involved. They done a really, really good job with the Police Motorcycle Rodeo.
It's quite the setup too, because it's at Cabela's. There's a huge parking lot for it, right off 35, and then you got Cigar International right next door.
Yep.
So I mean, it's like a great setup. You can go over there, watch that, go inside. I mean,
last year I think you had motor jocks all the way from
too.
California and Las Vegas.
Mhm.
Oh, they come from all over.
They come from all over the country. It's not just Texas.
You were there earlier.
Yeah.
I got to come a little later.
The Thin Blue Line actually cooked.
Yes.
The lunch for everybody.
Yes.
We cooked the
Hobo
hamburgers.
says hi, by the way. He's on here.
We cooked the hamburgers and hot dogs. That was all donated by the Thin Blue Line LEMC. But we cooked everything, and it was an amazing
a great
day. It was a beautiful day. Beautiful. I've never had a bad day there.
No.
In all the years you've been doing it. Now, Spokes for Hope's been in existence for what, 16 years?
Oh, yeah, 16 years, I guess. It's a long time.
You also do a smaller event out in
Boyd.
Boyd
had their first nighttime police motorcycle rodeo in July. And they're having it again this year
because
as well.
Heat. You gotta have it at night.
Kim and Pat and Kevin are going to be all over that as well.
So in Boyd in July, they're going to have one down there to look forward to. So keep following you guys to find out the upcoming events.
Boyd, Boyd, Texas.
Yes, I wish I could go to Boyd. I wish I could go to Boyd. I can't.
Are you banned? Did you get kicked out?
You got a warrant out for his arrest.
Yes. There's
No,
probably
I'm
an
intrigued.
there's probably an outstanding summons from Boyd. When I was coming to pick up the bikes the other day, we were driving up and I saw the sign Boyd 2 miles. I'm like, oh shit, I can't go there.
No.
So subscribe to our page and you get the story later.
There's a lot of people turning me in right now, but
we know where he's at.
We know where he's at. Yeah.
What?
But now you also helped me out a little bit. And the 99, because this is on behalf of the 99% Radio Network. One of our listeners reached out, and she is a counselor with Freedom House. And she does a lot of biker stuff with Wilson's Biker Gear. She does a lot of stuff throughout the community.
Woo-hoo, Wilson's.
Yes, she does a lot of stuff. And she reached out and she heard that the bikes were going to the Thin Blue Line. So she goes, Freedom House has many women from domestic abuse who live there and go there that still work. they don't have a way to get to their jobs. So they're either spending money that they don't have on the bus, or they're walking in the bad weather. So she asked, any way we can get some bikes for some of the women at the center. And when I called you, Paul, without hesitation, you said, absolutely. Right. Absolutely. So on behalf of Spokes for Hope and the 99% Radio Network, tomorrow I'm going to be heading out to Freedom House, and I'm going to give those 3 bikes to the Freedom House to be used by the women of Freedom House to get back and forth to work, to go shopping, to do whatever they need to do as basic transportation throughout the town. And that's a wonderful thing, because you're making a difference in so many women's lives out there. When we talk about empowering women, it's gotta really be heartbreaking when some of these women lose everything because of domestic violence situation. Yep. You know what? Here, once again, Spokes for Hope is giving it back. And Alton Wells, I don't know if you're on, if he's on my feed or somebody's feed. I saw him on before. Alton, you have built up an amazing, amazing organization that has helped so many people and children throughout the years. Spokes for Hope does this. They are a nonprofit. They don't get paid for this. Their donations are still needed. Helmets, bike locks, and bicycles, new bicycles. Who does your bicycles now? Because I mean, those were name brand bicycles that we were giving out.
Heretofore has been primarily Keller Williams Real Estate of South Lake. They've been a great partner with us for years, and we've been the beneficiary of their fundraisers.
Oh, okay, fantastic.
Keller Williams Red Day.
Oh, really?
Which is always in the first or second week of May.
Shout out to Keller Williams of South Lake.
And they used to have golf tournaments to raise a lot of money, and they've had casino night right here at Texas Harley. This past year, I went to it. My wife and I did, and they raised a ton of money. And we have been the recipient of that, the primary recipient of that for years. Well, this year, unfortunately.
Oh, no.
Of course, there's several hundred people that are in that Keller Williams South Lake. We got voted out for another charity, which, I don't want to say we've been hogs on it, but we've been fortunate to get it as many times as we did.
I'm taking back that shout out.
There's a lot of worthy charities out there that are deserving as well. So this year we weren't able to be the beneficiary of their fundraiser, but we have other partners. We have Whitechapel United Methodist Church in South Lake. We have House of Hope in North Richland Hills. Several different entities that donate bikes throughout the year, and we're happy to have that.
Fantastic.
We'll be able to fund. We have funds for some bikes this upcoming year, but it's not going to be 500, 600, 700 bikes until we get another major sponsor. But we're okay with scaling back a little bit. I mean, we try to help all we can, and you don't have to be a victim of family violence or something like that. You talk about the ladies of the
Freedom House.
The Freedom House. Well, that's they're not kids, they're not abused kids, but they're abused and neglected adults. And foster homes, we're giving bikes to foster homes quite often.
I think that's
you remember the fertilizer plant that blew up in West Texas?
Yes.
We took almost 200 bikes. There was only 140 kids in the school district. But the kids surrounding the area, we took that trailer was packed full of bikes. We gave away every last bicycle. Even young adults got bicycles because they needed a way to get around. Their town was devastated. They had
You're like a disaster relief.
Disaster
relief. Disaster relief as well. I mean, that is awesome.
Well, people don't think about needing the, transportation.
Yeah.
I mean, just a simple way even for a kid to get to work. I mean, you got to be able to make the money to get the car somehow. And how are you going to get the car if you can't get to work? And so getting the bike is huge.
And times are hard.
The independence that a bike can bring to a kid or a young adult is huge.
Yeah. Well,
I'm taking your dog home, by the
way. That's Hank.
Hank.
He's
Hank the Tank.
Hank the Tank.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm really comfortable.
I'm sure.
Well, Paul, thank you so much for taking the time to come in here to talk about Spokes for Hope, for benefiting Freedom House and the Thin Blue Line, LEMC, and the Garland School District, all in one trip. Didn't take much. It takes very little to give back, and that's what we try to promote. All you have to do is give a little time, put a little effort in, and man, you make a difference in so many lives. Here we're making you guys are making a difference in an entire school district.
School children, yeah.
You're making a difference in the women over in Freedom House and people down in West that I didn't even know about. You guys fly under the radar. You usually don't promote yourselves like that. But you know what? On behalf of the 99, we want to promote you. We want to highlight you. And we need those sponsors to reach out to Spokes for Hope to help them help others.
I do have a question. So people can donate bikes, obviously, like the actual bike doesn't have to be money but can it be like a bike that it has to be a brand new bike, or can you go to
It has to be a brand new bike.
Okay, you can't just go to like Goodwill, find a
right
older bike.
Yeah, the bikes that they still have the tags on them.
They're brand new, so they get and I think that's important for a kid because getting their own brand new shiny bike that's
brand
theirs and everything works.
Yeah.
I mean, I like that.
Exactly.
His little butt.
But if you want to help, you want to reach out and help,
How do we
contact
help?
99% Radio. They know how to get a hold of us. It's pretty much Alton and myself, and as Alton's brother Gary has come on to the board of directors, and we have people to volunteer frequently.
Yep.
So we'll take your assistance. Just get a hold of 99% Radio, and they'll contact us. And
it's a great way to get involved in the community.
Right.
Always looking for volunteers to help set up, break down, corporations to help sponsor, donate. Doesn't have to be a bicycle. Could be helmets. Could be locks. Could be safety gear, pads.
Exactly.
But giving the funds is huge because I mean, a bike, they used to be kind of cheap. They're not as cheap as they used to be.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, from what I know, $100
easy,
depending on what kind of size you get.
They're average at 100. Used to be average about 75 to 80. Now the average is about $115, $120.
And that's for kids that are like 8 and younger for those size bikes. I mean, getting anything bigger for a kid is
they're up to 200.
So that every amount counts. So if you can donate cash, that helps with buying everything that you need. I mean, obviously they like the actual donations of bikes and helmets and things, but being able to have the funds to do what you need to get, what's lacking. Like you might need more helmets than you need bicycles or vice versa. So yes, we will share the link.
Yep.
You will
we
find
are
it.
registered, certified, qualified 501c3.
Yep.
So your donations are tax deductible, even in like kind.
Yeah, and then if you need anywhere, they can provide you with that 501c3 paperwork if you need it, tax exemption number, whatever you need.
They got it
to help you, get your papers straight as well. Big thing is a lot of corporations do bike builds as team building.
Yes.
With those bikes, once they're built, donate them. Donate them to Spokes for Hope. Once your team building event is over and you need a place to put that bicycle, give it to Spokes for Hope because they will find a home for it. So
we get a nice discount from Academy, and we don't pay sales tax, so that's a pretty good savings.
Yes,
it goes a long ways towards buying more bicycles with the same amount of money. We get more. You get more bang for the buck.
More bang for the buck. All right. Well, and Paul, thank you again. Once again, you do your Spokes for Hope. I know you're a business owner yourself. And you get out there and you provide for the MMIW. You get on the bike rides. You support the High Seas Rally. You do so much outside of Spokes for Hope for other organizations as well. So I want to thank you, brother, for everything you do. And and Alton, I know you're out there doing your thing. I know you want to be back home here to Texas. Can't wait to see you, brother. You are very, very missed here in Texas. We want you to come back as well because we want to get Spokes for Hope bigger, better, and out there as much as we can.
There's snowbirds they'll flee the snow and go south, snowbirds, but he's a snow hog. He leaves the south and goes to the north where the snow is 30 inches deep and just wallows in it. He loves it.
Oh, he's like a playful little pup. He's like a playful little pup in the snow.
Yeah.
All right. Paul, thank you so much, brother.
Right,
and we will be talking to you soon, and I'll let you know how everything goes. Send us a picture of that thin blue line thing, and we will have it posted for you. Coming up next, the Mongo Log,
Ooh.
the famous Mongo Log. Don't go away. Stay riding with the 99.
The rubber meets the road, we stand tall. Through the grit and grind, we answer the call. Voices rising loud like a storm untamed. This is where the difference gets its name. Get in the truck, ride the wave of the sound. The 99%, we're breaking new ground. It costs nothing to be kind, that's the creed. Join the 99, fulfill the need. Get in the truck, ride the wave of the sound. The 99%, we're breaking new ground. It costs nothing to be kind, that's the creed. Join the 99, fulfill the need. Fulfill the need. Tires spinning fast on this endless track. We move forward, no time to. Red lips, tied up curls, high heels, flag unfurled, Lone Star stitch on their seams. Sunday drives and freedom dreams. They roll up to the VA gate. Coffee cards, they're never late. Laugh lines, old stories glow. They salute, then steal the show. Hey! Battling Betty's of Texas. Country first in their hearts. Pin up smile, standing at attention. Teasing waves, vintage art. For every soldier, every medic on call, every siren. In the dark of the fall, they bring hope, bring heat, bring charm. Like a hook, like a shield, like an arm.
I'm Sassy Sin with Battlin' Betties, and I ride with the 99% radio.
Mongo! Santa Maria!
Never mind that shit. Here comes Mongo. Got him.
Welcome back to the 99% Radio Network. Mongo, I just read your text.
I agree.
I've been texting with your wife for about the past 30 minutes.
Oh my God.
I agree. It was hard.
You know what's funny? Before
What the?
I'm breaking the crowds.
Literally right before that.
Before you sent me that, before I read the text, we were just discussing that
I was going off.
Off camera, and all of a sudden I go, "Holy shit! Look what Mongo just texted me."
Hey, I give you all kinds of credit, man, because you are fucking Cool Hand Luke.
I'm over here. My eyebrows are twitching. I'm like. Anyway. Yeah. We're gonna leave it at that.
Woo!
Cheers. Oh, before we get started, I do want to.
Yes, there it is.
There it is. What's in the box from Mongo?
What's in the box?
What's in the box? It's not a head.
So, Mongo sent me something fun.
It's Calvin Newsom. Oh, it's a blow-up Calvin Newsom.
It's a finger. Just kidding. And I have not looked in here prior, so I.
She opened. She just did the.
Got it open, yeah.
Oh.
Ooh.
That is not. Now,
Tributes.
This wine is right from your dad's vineyard?
No, it's not from his vineyard. It's from his wine cellar.
Oh, his wine cellar, even better.
I got
But he only
one in here.
Literally, he only buys quality stuff.
Two.
There's two.
Ooh, what's that one?
Ooh. Another Cabernet Sauvignon.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, he actually had a vineyard at one time, and he named it after his wife. And basically, what people do out here is they own property, and they allow the big wine companies to tend to their property. So he basically just let like whatever company, Gallo or whoever, do all their stuff, and he eventually sold it. So he used to have Marina Vineyards, and he had wine from Marina Vineyards, but I wouldn't. I mean, I know he still has bottles, but that's sentimental to him. So
yeah,
I didn't ask for it.
Wow.
I'm gonna give me a nice steak, and I'm gonna be home alone when everybody leaves. I'm gonna eat a steak and a bottle of wine.
Not a glass of wine. I'm gonna have a bottle of
No,
wine. That's a true wine drinker. I'm not gonna have a glass of wine. I'm gonna have a bottle of wine.
Just a glass. Yeah, Twitter.
All right, Mongo. Well, once again, man.
Thank you, baby. I love it. Thank you.
Yo, last week's Mongo log was off the hook. I can't wait for this one. Yo, with the Evo cars, it really sparked a lot of conversation and a lot of other conversations.
I will not drop any F-bombs after.
Yes, we counted 11 F-bombs in her rant. We'll try to keep that under 11.
I'm blaming it on the tequila. Anyway.
All right. So everybody sit back, relax, grab your favorite whiskey, and here goes the famous Mongo log.
All right. So today's Mongo log is titled Lifestyles. And actually, this was going to be a much longer Mongo log talking about other lifestyles, but I just got so involved with the first one that I had to cut it off, and I'll do this like in segments every couple of months. I'll do another lifestyle. So lifestyles. The American lifestyle is diverse and influenced by our various cultural backgrounds. Our typical American lifestyle includes a focus on individualism, with people often valuing independence and self-reliance. Daily routines for most Americans include a 40-hour work week, typically from Monday to Friday, with hours that usually start before 9 a.m. and end before 6 p.m. Now, obviously, people who work in the public safety and public services work varied schedules and hours. These individuals, however, still have families and external commitments other than work. Special kudos to them and their commitment to society. So despite various factors like shift work, single parent families, and other factors, some influences obviously alter the calculus here. Now, I use the term calculus as a metaphor because I know that most people don't understand calculus, me included. Hopefully, everyone will act like they do and understand what I'm talking about and just not ask any questions. For the majority of Americans, life involves family-oriented meals and a mixture of cultural influences reflecting diverse cuisines and social activities. What I am referring to in this Mongo log is the typical nuclear family. Now, I never really had a chance to live the typical 40-hour work week. When I was in high school, I was required by my parents to have employment. I was a handyman in the townhouse complex that we lived. Additionally, I was conscripted by my mother to assist a paraplegic woman who lived in our complex. Every morning at 5:30 a.m., regardless of rain, snow, or whatever, I could not sleep in. Every weekday morning, I would roll her out of her apartment and to her car. Then I would help her get into the driver's seat, return her wheelchair to her apartment, and then return home and start my day. In case anybody's interested, I made no money from doing this. This was community service and my personal embitterment. She would then leave for work. I can only assume that someone else assisted her at night upon her return home. During the summer months, I added the additional task of pool lifeguard duties to my repertoire. This is all in addition to maintaining my grades in school as well as any sports that I participated in. Provided that I was able to keep up this pace, I was allowed all the free time that I wanted to socialize with my friends. I graduated high school early and enlisted in the Marine Corps when I was 17. Of course, through my entire 4-year enlistment, I never really worked a 40-hour work week. It seems like I was always on duty doing something. After the Marine Corps, I held 3 jobs simultaneously until I was hired by my first police agency. During my entire 20-year career in law enforcement was anything but a typical 40-hour week. Now, this Mongo log isn't about me, but I sometimes wish that I knew what a typical 40-hour lifestyle was actually felt like. So that being said, let's look at an alternate American lifestyle. Besides the 9-to-5 lifestyle and the typically depicted on TV and in magazine articles, the Amish represent a striking paradox. They are people who have steadfastly preserved a lifestyle rooted in the 17th century while simultaneously navigating the growing pressures of a rapidly changing modern world. The Amish are a tightly knit, distinct Christian group known for their simple lifestyle and strong community values. Their way of life is deeply rooted in their family, emphasizing humility, modesty, and strongly guided by their religious beliefs. They typically avoid modern technology, dress in plain clothes, and prioritize family events often held in their individual houses. The Amish also value community gatherings over individualism. Their church services occur bi-weekly, often hosted by different families. Issues affecting the community at large are discussed with input from all members of the community being entertained. Community support is vital, and members helping each other in various endeavors. Large families are common, often with 7 to 10 children. I can only assume that with no internet, no satellite TV, and no electricity, there's not a lot to do after dark except make babies and make the families big. Within the Amish community, their version of Netflix is sitting by the fire and watching the shadows dance on the wall. The younger children have been put to bed before seeing dancing shadows. The elders will only tolerate this with mature children over the age of 12 to see dancing images, even if only shadows. The family unit is central to Amish life, and multiple generations often living together. Elders are respected and cared for within the family. Children learn practical skills for future trades, with boys often apprenticing in farming or craftsmanship. The community produces high-quality furniture, quilts, and baked goods. These are often sold to local area residents and to the tourist. The Amish generally avoid modern technology, including electricity and automobiles. They do have access to the weather app, however. The Amish just stick their heads out of their windows and the weather is checked. In an effort to maintain their cultural identity, the clothing is often handmade and reflects their commitment to simplicity. Amish men wear dark, plain clothing, while the women wear modest dresses and head coverings. The Amish primarily speak Pennsylvania German within their communities. English is used in school with outsiders. Amish children usually go to school only until the 8th grade, and their schools are often one-room schoolhouses within their community. Instead of pursuing academic knowledge, they invest in learning trades and crafts that are vital to the self-sufficiency and maintaining their traditional lifestyles. Amish communities primarily use horse and buggy for getting around. This keeps them close to home and to each other. The traditional mode of transportation also has a special meaning for them. It helps to slow down the pace of life, which is something they value because it matches their simple way of living. Amish teens will undergo a coming of age rite of passage known as Rumspringa. This experience allows the Amish teen to be cast out into the non-Amish world of electricity and other vanities and vices. Sometimes during Rumspringa, Amish youth become rebellious. They disregard Amish beliefs and values. Much to the embarrassment of Amish church leaders, some Amish youth may frequent bars, attend movies, and even go to the beach. Now, before anybody asks how an Amish youth would go drinking at bars at such a young and more than likely with no fake IDs, it's easy. When I was 15, my cousin, who is a few years older than me, took me bar hopping throughout eastern Pennsylvania and western Maryland. Most of those small towns and neighborhoods have corner or neighborhood bars. These bars are not the big popular night spots, but just little hole in the wall locations to drink alcohol, shoot pool, and throw darts. People running these establishments are not checking identification. For the Amish youth experiencing Rumspringa, the urge to join the rest of the unruly and damned society is just too great, and the young child will leave the community to live amongst the rest of us sinning heathens. Some Amish youth in the past, while going through Rumspringa, have been arrested for possessing cocaine and in the spirit of it, entrepreneurship, then reselling it to their Amish friends. Now, once an Amish youth returns to his community after sowing his wild oats, he will finally become baptized. Most of the youthful sins committed during this period are forgiven. Today, within the Amish community, 85% of the youth young people choose to return to their community, be baptized, and remain within their faith as adults. Unlike many religions, communities that struggle to engage the younger generation, the Amish have created an environment where purpose, and belonging are deeply intertwined in daily life. While their lifestyle may seem unusual, it shows their strong commitment to a closely knit and self-reliant community. They demonstrate how faith, community, and simplicity can create a lasting and special way of life. Now, there is obviously a lot more to this lifestyle that I have not mentioned. I'm only offering small tidbits to hopefully tell a somewhat interesting and cogent story. And that, my friends, is that. Whiskey improves with age, and I improve with whiskey. My name is Mongo. Whiskey goes in, wisdom comes out. I smoke cigars and I know things. Mongo is out, and now back to you in the studio.
Man, I did not expect that Mongo log, but man, that was definitely educational. You know,
Amish was a theme today a little
bit. Because we were talking about the Amish before. But you know, when I was a young kid, when I was in New York, we used to go to Pennsylvania Dutch country all the time.
I lived there. I lived in Shippensburg, Pennsylvania.
We used to go there all the time, and I remember the shoe fly pie. That's what I remember.
Shoe fly pie, and then they had this like friendship bread and like the Bit and Dent markets.
The food is phenomenal. The food is great.
And the discount markets.
And you see all those kids driving, like you were just saying, you know, driving.
They get DUIs in them horse and buggies,
man.
They do.
Oh yeah,
driving all those horse and buggies up and down the road.
I was literally just telling him when you mentioned Amish, because I lived in Shippensburg, Pennsylvania, and there was tons of Amish, Lancaster's close, all that stuff. Right. I go to my local bar. Shocker. I can't remember the name of it, but they would show up at the bar in their horse and buggy, go to the bathroom, change their clothes, come back out, whoop my ass, and pull.
They were all good pool players.
They were excellent pool players. They'd hustle.
There's actually now a TV show.
And get DUIs on the way back.
There's a TV reality show. It's called like Breaking Amish. That's on.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I've seen that. That's been out for a while.
Yeah, it's called Breaking Amish. And I think it's got to do a lot with that rum chata or whatever it is. That rum.
Well, you know,
rum chata had a little bit to do with it.
I used to go through Pennsylvania Dutch country also, but a lot of people, unless you're from that northeastern United States, although they are spread out throughout the United States, a lot of people aren't even aware of them. I mean, they see it, they go, "What the hell is that?"
Yeah, but it's thick over there. I mean, it's thick. I mean,
it's very deep. Yeah,
because I mean, you got the roads. It's rural.
Now you
roads
grew up around there, right?
My dad being military, we moved around a lot. So we first were stationed in Pennsylvania after Germany, and then after a while, I moved back to Pennsylvania on my own, up to Shippensburg, Carlisle Barracks, military base, Big Red 1. We were close to there, and Shippensburg is very close, which is only about an hour and a half north of
Lancaster,
of Baltimore and DC. So it's not far from big fucking cities, but it's all Amish. I mean, but I love it because it's kind of like, you know, like we were talking about, you know, you go by the Indian reservations, you find like the cool shit on the side of the road. Amish have cool shit too. They have the cool markets. They have the homemade goods, you know, you get to get a little taste of their culture. But if you really dive into it, there's some fun stuff you learn from Amish people.
Yeah. Well, you were
the hiatus those teenagers have for 2 years.
Giving us the our mics were muted. She was telling me about things that go on in the cornfields.
Oh yeah, those are yeah.
Hey, kids will be kids. Kids will be
They
kids.
will.
They literally there's like a hiatus they have. So at their I can't remember the exact age, but they have a time where they get to go away for a little bit and get a taste of it. But they have to decide. They have to decide if they're going to go back to the Amish community or venture out. A lot of them go back because they just are too afraid of like everything going out. It's too much.
It's got to be a shock to
it's
a lot of them. It's got to be a
lot.
shock.
There are a couple that, you know.
Yeah.
85%.
Mm-hmm.
So, Mongo, just curious, what sparked the Amish Mongo log today?
Well, I was thinking about doing it on various lifestyles, alternate from ours, but within our purview or our community, our world, I guess.
Right.
I came up with Amish. I came up with Satan worshipers. I came up with the survivalists of Alaska, but it just got to be too long. I was like, I can't do it all. So I had to cut 2 of them off, and then I'll just do it later some other time.
No, but you know, it's interesting as hell because, you know, we don't really know about the cultures. Like you said, very few people know about how the Amish actually live in Pennsylvania, unless you're on the East Coast. And like, yeah, there are some Satan worshippers. There's, hey, listen, you had David Koresh in Waco who had his little, they want to call it a cult or whatever they want to call it, but it's just a different way of life, how people live.
Yeah.
It's like the Democrats.
Yeah.
This is probably the one lifestyle that people from the outside don't join. People from the inside leave. Because
that is a culture that you.
The other ones, Satanism, the survivalists, David Koresh's people. That's the ones where you join.
That's what I like. I'd be interested in talking about like those like survival, like the doomsday preppers. We got to have a doomsday prepper person. Like those lifestyles. Like I get about prepping. I remember when Y2K happened.
Oh, people.
My mom had about 3 years worth of deodorant and like shit supplied in a closet. I'm telling you.
And then at midnight, the computer kept
working. Happens. See, I'm on 3 fucks already.
5.
Oh. I don't know what you do to me, Mongo.
you sparked the F center.
Hello.
They're like commas. Anyway.
No, that was I think it's great, and the doomsday, but the other culture that, like I said, the Democrats. We got to find out about their thought of living.
Ever gonna.
Yeah, we're never gonna know that.
Understand
That's that underground cult.
Well, then like there's also the people that like the extreme vegan or like the extreme eating lifestyles too that are interesting to me.
I want you to do a Mongo log on the people that still wear the masks. I want that society.
They're the reason there's instructions on shampoo bottles.
Yeah, the people that wear the mask in the car by themselves.
Yeah, those are the ones right there. That's scary. But,
I still see it.
And
I know.
I point those out to my wife when I see them, and she'll always say, "Yeah, but we don't know. They might have an underlying medical condition where they have to wear." I go, you know what? Yeah, that's true. But before COVID, nobody wore masks.
Right. Now, yes, I agree with Rocky on that. Is that if you're in a supermarket, or if you may be a germaphobe, or maybe you're battling a medical condition that you have to wear a mask. That's all well and good. But you're in your car by yourself. There is nobody else there.
The only
There's
time
no reason to wear a mask.
I will accept masks is if you have fucking extreme halitosis.
My wife is
fucking
loving
crazy.
and compassionate and understanding of everybody. I was the guy that walked the wrong way against the arrows in the grocery store.
Well, I mean, she's married to you, so I got to give her a little credit.
Yeah, well, compassionate. That's right.
Just kidding.
All right, Mongo. Well, once again, man, thank you for putting the time, effort, and everything you do for these amazing Mongo logs each and every week. Tune in for Mongo all the time, man. He and the wine.
You're not going to hear from me for the next.
You got a friend
2 days.
in me. All right, Mongo. Stay blessed, man. Stay well. Have your whiskey and cigar, and enjoy the rest of your week, brother.
All right. Adios. See you next week.
Bro. Take care. Man, that was the famous Mongo log. Always bringing the educational or the political, or it's just amazing listening to what he puts together each and every week.
Brings all the like different aspects, like different points of views all together in one little.
Hey, I got to give a big shout out before I forget to Janie Balderas, 99% Radio Network's
Yes, girl.
own Janie Balderas. We'll be on next week doing an interview with another musician out of Austin. Has just been nominated for the 6th annual. I don't know if it's TIRA or TRIC.
He's not good with letters.
Yeah, I don't know if you supposed. I don't know if it's just an acronym or if it's Tika or Tara. But she's just been nominated as the most upcoming female country artist. So congratulations to Janie Balderas.
She rides with the 99.
She rides with the 99, man. And catch her next week for her interview with one of the country artists that she's going to be interviewing.
Yes. And she's also going to be a celebrity judge.
That's right.
May 2nd at the Pinups and Pistons at Fort Worth Indian Motorcycle.
Nice,
and that is why we've had the crowns up here all day. These are the crowns that these ladies get to win for the pinup contest. So.
Yes. And they're heavy.
They're legit, man.
They are legit crowns, man. You know, Princess Di would have liked to wear one of these.
So the theme is red, white, and radiant.
How's that?
I love it.
You love it?
I love
Am I a
it.
princess?
You're a queen. You're a queen, bitch.
All right. On that note, man, check out the 99. Share, subscribe. The life you may be saving, maybe not be your own, but maybe somebody else's. Check out all the upcoming events. Thank you, Glenn Lawson and the Biker Wolfpack, 737 The Wolf. Thank you, Laurie Montoya. Thank you, the leaders. Thank you, Spokes for Hope. Yes. And if you could be anything in this world, be kind. Peace.